white gloves and bells, routines as always. Just a moment, gauging and calculating dimensions. My equation shall make your doubts behave. Solid demonstration. Here it goes, please close your eyes. Don't move. My conflicted remedy, pain is just a flavoring the first rate. Non-existent, perfect comfort's nothing but a dream shelter. Could collapse in seconds. What a price. Sometimes that's what you ask for. Down in a restaurant where my father works on something crucial. Through the window, I saw a goldenness on the table. You will learn to become the measure of life. He sent me a prayer. One more spark, wait for the signal. Bring us home. My conflicted remedy, pain is just a favoring the fairest rate. Non-existent, perfect peace is nothing but a dream. Passion got reshaped in seconds. What a price. And that's just what you asked for. Tell them I was brave and I was helping. I kept on believing me, kept on believing us. Our conflicted remedy, hope is underneath the floor. Who's to know the best solution? Fabricating false utopia, humanity refilled in seconds. What a price. Sometimes that's what we ask for. Conflicted remedy, reaching for a perfect way. Kept believing better days. As we wade into the golden gleaming light, Victoria, for you we fight. We are the ones who always rise. A hero born to ease our pride, to light within ignite. Ever the best. watch it fade away. Now on and on, my friend. Together we can mend and build our strength again. Awaken me again. A turning tide swells within. Awaken. We are the ones who will rise again. We raise the banner. With thunder we clamor on. Honor and ardor lost, and honorous cause to reawaken a hope so forsaken in us. Though we may fall, we will rise again. Victoria, there's no need to mourn. We will mend and defend. We will ascend, awaken me again. A turning tide swells within. Awaken. We are the ones who will rise
Simple, solemn tone in my words and shattered bone. Am I talking to myself? Who's in control? Guarding those long gone with a haunting simple song. Rising waves of bodies save the world from all you've wronged. I can feel the fall. Leave behind your dead. I will make them mine. They animate you, rotten time. Let's set in motion, scent of devotion. Oh, the dark rise in your eyes, intoxicating, intoxicating. Take responsibility. Souls adrift that long to be. Penned I write their destiny like my mother before me. Hear the whistle sound, calling those below the ground. Defending with my inside.
I've gathered you all today for an important education. I've got a lesson that's worth learning, a benefit to mocking pride. Assuming it's a solid rationale, flip the script as I go in control. Listen close, there's a read between what you say and what you mean. It's obscene, you'll just ignore me when I warn you. Cut off your nose to spite your face. You can't help that you're a lying breed. Chaos reigns, make it fair. Show your veins, tuck your tail, run away when all that's good is spoiled. Try to bust the wheel, let's be real, it'll happen anyway. When your world is turning inside out, what do you think you're gonna do? Follow a dead-end road while I expose the truth. I'm no savage, you're just average. I know that the truth's a lot to ask. I'm gonna rip off that mask. Monkey see, monkey do. Come on, monkey, break your mask, control the real you. Disruption, harder than corruption. Come on, monkey, break your mask, see the real you. When you're forced to adapt, don't thank me. You're the ones who escalate things.
Bravo! Now I just want to crush them. That's much harder.
This is not a game, say my name, it'll happen anyway. When your world is turning inside out, what do you think you're gonna do? Follow a dead-end road while I expose the truth. I'm no savage, you're just average. I know that the truth's a lot to ask. I'm gonna rip off that mask. It's turning inside out. What do you think you're gonna do? Follow a dead-end road while I expose the truth. I'm no savage, you're just average. I know that the truth's a lot to ask. I'm gonna rip off that mask.
願いの果てに明日を信じて優しい声はどこか悲しげな音あなたが沈めた孤独隠してく記憶のかけらそっと指を絡めていつでもそばにいるよと微笑む刻まれた想いは温かな刹那と共に行く希望を信じて儚く強く生きる大地で忘れぬ痛み守り続けて限りなく永遠に重ねたことは変わりはしないここにいるわかけたピースがもしも埋まるのならばさまよいあふれる言
and their throats just hang by threads wrapped around your fingertips. I raise my sword as a shield.
Every day I wake up.
Hey. Damn it, it's so fucking warm in here, bro. It is so goddamn warm.
Reserve Op Team A6 catapult
Sounds
reporting.
fine.
Hey, I can tell you're hella different from that stuffy old thing.
I'm Melenta. The name's Rope. Nice to meet ya.
Heater freezing here, bro. Bro, it's fucking hot. I don't even have my fan up. I put it away and never got it. I never took it out again, which I really need to do. It's winter in Australia. God damn it, man. Fuck, I wanted to be winter here. Holy shit. I think it's like 90 degrees or 80 degrees in the house right now. It's fucking trash. I don't know what that is in Celsius. Oh. Okay. Yeah, we did not get nearly as far as I would have liked. It doesn't help that this thing fucking crashed last time, so... Blaze and Dolce dying in an accident. Actually, though, yeah, that's why it crashed. They just fucking died, bro. Alright, let's pick up where we left off, because I actually have it set up on, like, the actual tablet now, which, honestly, it's kind of a pain in the ass to set up, but at least it won't crash. It better not fucking crash. Alright, I might as well just go through the entire note again. Watch out. What even... Flames burst forth above their heads, raining cinders down from the ceiling, igniting the flour and oil atop the stove. In an instant, the kitchen is a sea of fire. Cough, cough, cough. You go, I'll be fine. Cover your mouth and nose, don't talk. I'm not too good with this move yet, let's give it a try. Blaze grabs a knife and slices her palm open. Gradually a whirlwind forms in Blaze's hand, and expands straight outwards into a blast wave. A violent surge of air sweeps the whole room. In a blink, she's put the fires out and strewn the cookware about in shambles. What a skill you have. Could you be... Well, shit. You're welcome. Looking up again, Blaze sees the lamp's frame is charred black, a red-hot metal peeking through the burnt coating. It's on the verge of falling. Mobufu, move. Blaze grabs the old man's arm, trying to pull him to one side, but the lamp's already falling. With a stifled crack of thunder, the remains of the picture are abruptly flung to one side and smashed hard against the wall. Are you alright there? Lazy, what are you doing here? Maybe I should ask, what are you doing here? We can talk about you later. Could this be a repeat of the Ding Feng Lo fire last month? Lin Qingyan scans her surroundings. The kitchen chefs are in a frenzied jumble, but her gaze quickly locks onto a masked figure among them, who seems to meet her gaze and turns and vanishes into the crowd. She's mad, brother. That's like... Are you trying to be conspicuous? What? Blaze, stay here. Keep Mobufu safe. Where are you going? This smoke is killing me. On that pillar, there's a breaker. There's a lot of them here. Which one do I pull? All of them at this point, bro. Flitting like a fowl, Ling Jinyan has her target cornered in just a few spry leaps. Mere meters separate them, but so smoky is there she can't quite make out their silhouette. Just as she makes to run again, a thunderclap strikes next to his feet. Hold it. Move another inch and the next bolt is hitting your head. Answer my questions. Why set fire to Ding Feng Lo? Is your target Mobufu or someone else? All the previous incidents, they were your doing too, weren't they? Also, the scrollery? You and your accomplices must have some aim in all these actions. What is it? No talking? Then I'll take you back to the Judicial Review Office for a nice long questioning. Deputy Minister Lin, surely you wouldn't ask if you didn't know the answer already. Can you not see the truth, or do you simply pretend you can't because you don't dare to? The office is a good place, but I don't plan on visiting it for now. Besides, when your will wavers, the thunder you throw isn't so frightening. It's time you opened your eyes. Wait. It's the masked lady, isn't it? With that, the mass figure is on the move. Just as Ling Qian would give chase, the ceiling sprinklers start up out of nowhere. Ice cold water pours down, soaking her head to foot. Lazy, you alright? Damn it. Gee. The customers are all safely out of the way. There's just a few in shock. Thank goodness no one was injured. We reported to the authorities. The Mandarin should be here any moment. We have a Mandarin here already. Head chef, here. I'm fine. I owe it to this girl. But there's nothing left for you to do here. Go on, go home. Once the chefs leave, Ling Qingyan locks the door to the room. Mr. Mo, if I could have a word or two with you. You know this girl, madam. She's a friend of mine. Chef Mo, she's on the trail of a really important case. Would it be alright if you tried to answer her questions? I don't like what the Mandarins get up to, but I don't like to spurn a favor either. You saved my life today, and that's more favor than I'll ever repay. Go ahead then, ask away. I'm looking for one of your restaurant chefs. He's a witness in the case. I believe 10 years ago he was working in the Ministry of Justice Death Row Prison, making last meals for convicts. A chef who only makes last meals? How exactly did he pass the Ding Feng Lo exams? Ding Feng Lo serves all manner of mandarins every year at the Feast of 100 Delicacies. That means every chef's background must be clear as day for the record. I imagine he shouldn't be hard to find. What exactly do you want me to say, madam? First my restaurant catches fire for no reason. Now you say we have a chef who made meals for dead men. Should I even bother to open Ding Feng Lo again? I understand your situation, sir. That's why I'm choosing to ask you these things in private. Whatever, it's not like I can't admit to my own past. The chef you're looking for, the death row caterer, Mo Xiaolu, that was me. What the fuck? Oh. Thought so. And making last meals is nothing shameful. The powerful need to eat, and so do the powerless. My cooking skills come from that prison, making last meals for death row convicts from all corners of the country. As for changing my name and hiding my identity, I just didn't want to make any trouble for this restaurant. I'm beginning to sort of admire you. Beginning, alright. You remember 10 years ago, a convict admitted to the prison by the name of Gu Chuan. If you don't remember them, you should at least remember that some decades ago he was the one and only person to be released from death row. Oh. Wait, you mean my dad? Why did my dad get the death penalty? Blaze. You mean Gu Chuan? He was your father. Yeah, so you remember him. I do. All too well. I spent so many years in there making last meals. I met countless horrific scoundrels, endless connivers. As each one of them ate before they left, the look in their eyes, it was always more or less the same. But I've never seen anyone whose eyes were so clear, so clean, so free of anything. He wasn't like the other convicts. In this time, he never wept, never howled, and never screamed injustice. Not even on the day he was imprisoned. Even I found it strange how a man like him could end up on death row. Why would my dad... And do you know at that time what charges Gu Chuan was sentenced to death on? Not at the time. Not at the time. But 1 year later, when I joined Ding Feng Lo and began taking part in the Feast of 100 Delicacies, I came across a menu for a feast from a few years before. That was when I learned that at that feast, Gu Chuan served a dish to the True Long. It just so happened that that was the same dish this girl pulled down earlier, a medley of whites. But next to that dish, he placed a steamed flour bun, and in it was a filling of red pickled tofu. So what does it mean? Why would he get locked up just for serving that? Ling Qingyan, aren't you going to say anything? Your relative told you the story of the Grand Preceptor, but never told you her eventual fate. Her fate. 40 years ago, the Grand Preceptor plotted to assassinate the True Long. She committed suicide after it failed. Every single one of her underlings was arrested and trialed, and their numbers were over 1,000. When Yu Chuan served that dish at the feast, it signified redressing her for her treason. It made the True Long furious. He was allergic to something, yeah. Either that or it's a political thing, which that seems to be more the case. My dad told me so many times the Grand Preceptor was loyal to the country, the people, the whole realm. How the hell could she be a threat to the Grand Preceptor? The history books have it that way, yes. And they're right. Ling Qingyan, if everything written in them is true, what the hell are you investigating? And besides, my dad didn't actually get killed, right? Doesn't that prove like at least some people from the court believe the Grand Preceptor and my dad were both innocent? That's a sticking point, yes. If Gu Chuan was imprisoned as part of the Grand Preceptor case, why would they free him afterwards? It stuck with me too. You see, after entering prison, Gu Chuan had 2 visitors, and both were people I happen to know. One was the person delivering his meal, Yu Cheng, deputy minister of the office at the time. And the other was the one who brought him out, former Minister of Rights, Ning Shu. What? Quick, this way, surround the place immediately. Oh boy. Why now? What a coincidence, one step ahead of me, Deputy Masterlin. I just arrived. Coincidence indeed. The Judicial Review Office is investigating the Fenglo fire. I ask all of you to be cooperative. Ling Qingyan and the girl next to you, come with me. OR5. Honey herbal tea. A cup of tea after a meal may ease the stomach, but it cannot ease one's worries and regrets. It is sweet on the palate, but it is the bitter aftertaste that lingers. What? Wait, where's the story part, bro? What is this? Okay, 5 doesn't even have a story attached to it. Alright, sure, bro. Damn, okay, sure. Roasted chestnut. Try to crack a chestnut with brute force and you will only hurt yourself. Dip one in oil, another in water, place them in a pot, cover the rest of the chestnuts and roast them over fire. You'll know when they're ready when you hear a thundering crack. And someone better take over. If Father heard that, I'm sure he'd be chewing your head off. Don't joke with me, brother. Of all us siblings, who could compare to you in either knowledge or strength? Once you ascend the throne and move into the Forbidden City, I can leave for the Sky Mirror Pavilion with peace of mind. I'll set up shop as a scribe and look after all Yan's ancient records. In a way, I'll also take some weight off your shoulders. Brother, no more hesitating. At this point, only you can convince Father. The Grand Preceptor. No, all 3 Grand Ministers support this move. Even in the face of the officers of Yan citizens, public opinion will bear out. Brother, this is the only thing to do. You can't pull out now. I'll stand with you. Why me? Why did it have to be me? Our youngest brother died because of you. They all died because of you. You shove it all on me, making me take the blame alone, deal with the whole boring mess alone, and you just leave it like nothing happened. Yan Wu, never return again. Oh, we're in Lungmen now. Look how idle you are. All the mid-autumn festivities of Lungmen, you don't plan to attend a single one. Jedi, who wants to see my wrinkly mug on their TV anyway? The Schweier's girl is a planner. She'll handle it. She can make anything lively. I've watched you grow lazier day after day since we came back from Yumen. You just coop up in your study at home and eating snacks. If you don't go out for a walk anytime soon, you might just start putting on a beer belly. I haven't seen the Konjui get out much since spring. I can't even find a partner for morning jogs now. He's old, I'm old. The young ones know how to do it all. If I keep sticking my head in, they won't think I'm cool. Alright, bro. So now you understand, huh? If you'd realized any sooner, would little Chen have ever left? How long ago was it? Sorry, what? Well, Chen, how long has it been since she left? 5 years. Oh, it's been 5 fucking years? Holy shit. It's been 5 years. We don't even know what she's going through out there or how her disease is. I know she was at Yumen when I was there. She's doing fine. Her swordsmanship's progressed, so she's fine, I suppose. So you just watched her leave again. She doesn't want to see me, and she doesn't want to come back. I can't force her. Don't worry, her path's longer than ours. Lord Wei, a letter to you. That they made you deliver personally. It's from the capital. This is different Chen, not... No, I'm still not sure what Enfield Chen's relation is. She's a descendant for sure. It's just... I don't know... like through which branch. It's from the capital. The sender. His Majesty's Imperial Guard. Do you have any message aside from the letter? The Trulong invites Lord Wei to the capital for the Feast of 100 Delicacies and for a moon viewing together. Leave the letter on my desk. You're dismissed for now. If we may ask what Lord Wei intends. I have my own plans. None of you need to worry. Lord Wei, we volunteered to escort you to the capital. I said you're dismissed. Why don't we open up your invitation and see what they wrote exactly? No need, just leave it there. This day was meant to come. I even thought it'd come a little sooner. How many years has it been? 40. It's been 40 whole years since I left Baijiao. Yumen should have reached the capital by now. I suppose my brother is settling all his old debts in one clean go. Clean slate in time for autumn. A fine autumn at that. You can choose not to go. It's been 40 years already. What's he going to do? Send another unit of Imperial Guards? A whole army? Enough nonsense. At this point, that's not what he intends. Then what does he intend? You know, I've never really brought up those days with him before. Enough, I don't want to hear it. Mizuki, I've let down a lot of people throughout my life. Edward, my sister, my teacher. And I have to admit that my brothers turned out to be one more on the pile. You can also say that it was a position that killed so many people, and who had a choice. And it wasn't your fault. Even if you'd stay, would things have turned out better? Would there be no more blood? Nobody would have remembered a minister pleading the commoner's case. They would only remember regicidal, fratricidal prince. If you have questions, ask. I'm in a hurry. Mind your attitude. Well, you're also a theoretical suspect in a crime scene, but seeing as your co-worker, I'll spare you the interrogation room. I told you, I saw the culprit on the scene. I just miscalculated and failed to arrest him. Calm down. Are you going to physically vent on me just because you didn't catch the one who did it? I have to match your strength first. Good. You're still somewhat sober. In light of the years we spent together in the judicial, then you can tell me. This afternoon, why were you shooting Fang Lo at the scene of the crime? An investigation. In the run-up to the Feast of 100 Delicacies, we've had the scroll be burned in 2 fires at Ding Fang Lo. Don't you think this string of cases could be connected somehow? So you're saying you knew beforehand that someone would set fire to Ding Fang Lo today, and thus you were lying in wait for them? I was just there following up a lead. Just there following up a lead. Do you need me to list off every action you've taken in the last few days? You've been tailing me. I don't have that sort of free time, but I have ways of knowing these things naturally. Let me ask once more, who are you meeting at Ding Fang Lo today? I fear I'm not the only one working on the sly. Explain. From your information, you never told me the Minister of Right's files on Guchuan were forged and that he was sent to death row before leaving Baizhou. As a minister, you must have known these things. These are all clearly key points of evidence. Why were they nowhere to be found in the Judicial Review Office archives, and why would you cover up? So this is the leader on the scrollery file that you've been toiling over for the last few days. How did you find any of this out? It's none of your concern how I found it out. There is a piece of advice I gave to Yu Chong in the past, and I will give it to you now. Some past affairs are learned of, some are not learned of. In both cases, there are reasons why. Some things are best left forgotten by all. I never imagined I'd hear those words come from a minister. You may consider me a schemer all you like. A minister merely booted over from the Ministry of Justice. But I know exactly what I'm saying. I know that regardless of the thousands of reasons you might have, the truth is still and merely a truth, not anyone's tool to broaden a divide. There will always be someone who remembers the truth and the meaning behind it. For example, that girl shut in the next room, whom you took every pain to secretly bring back to Baizhou all the way from Victoria. Yes, I did uncover that Guchuan had a daughter in Victoria. She too can provide vital testimony in the Guchuan case. Ling Chinyan, when will you stop playing dumb? You've already found out that the Guchuan files are fake. You know Yu Cheng is on the trail of that very case. So I'm guessing you've also found out about the child who the Imperial Guard brought back 40 years ago, who they recorded in the files as deceased. You have your suspicions as to the truth of this case, correct? Was that girl you brought back here born in Victoria or born in Baizhou? You know full well. Clearly long suspected her identity, and still you decided to bring her back. Were you that confident you could pull this off without a hitch? Or was it that in pursuit of the truth you didn't even care if she lived or died? You're threatening me. You think I'm joking? Ling Chenyan's gaze fixes tight on the minister's notes. She doesn't even notice how her own attire is soaked through in cold sweat. But in the next instant, with a bizarre warping of light, the paper in her hands vanishes. But back on topic, that's not what I care about. At least right now, it's not what I care about most. I told you past affairs are never as important as present. So what are these present affairs of yours? You know that Yumen is less than 100 li from Baizhou right now. For 3 months, Baizhou has been preparing to split up and move. How does this relate to the Guchuan case? Should you keep investigating this case, then there will only be one person in all of Yan who can give you your answers. Yan, take one step out of his door and I can no longer protect you. Let alone her. At the Shen's old place in the study, there's a secret closet. After I leave, go there and take what's inside. Follow those instructions and you can protect Lungman's safety and your own. So you're going. Now is the perfect time too. Kochui's girl is doing a great job handling the downtown, and the Schweier's future doesn't rest on the sick old tiger anymore. Lungman doesn't need a Wayennu anymore or a chief executive. I think you're giving your last words a little too early. This is about Lungman's future, but Mizuki, listen to me. I've made a lot of mistakes, done a lot of things I regret, but Lungman, our city, built by us, a home to millions. Lungman must stay. And you stay too, and take care of it. Youngsters can handle it all, but it still needs some oldies to look after it. You see this letter too? How am I meant to ignore it? So once again, you'll just roll over and die, just like the last time you'd pay with your life. Is that how you're envisioning it? Does that make anything even? It's different this time. There's no one standing on the other side. I'm just facing my own debts. I made a choice 40 years ago, and ever since, with every action I take, I try to convince myself that even knowing how many people I failed, I was still right to make that choice. But I can't run forever. You know, your life's never been yours alone. Not then, and certainly not now. Forget about sacrificing yourself to make up for anything. You can't make up for a mistake with another mistake. It never ends that way. At our age, we should have already learned that lesson well. Stay, we'll face this together. Try and stop me. You cannot stop me paying for my past. Well, then you leave me with no other choice. While I'm stood here, you're not going anywhere. And move this time, I'll protect you, I swear. AT, you're alright. Of course I'm alright. All that judicial lady asked was what I saw during the fire, and I just told the truth. I didn't see anything, so then she let me go. How'd you do? How come you took so long? It's no matter now, let's go. Wait, go? Why? That mobile fool clearly still has tons of answers. Are we gonna follow up with him? There's nothing to follow up on. Pardon? I'm not meddling with your father's case anymore. I'll get you out of Baizhou in the next day or two. And Jinyan, that's one stupid joke to tell me now, you know that. What, you just found a new lead, didn't you? That's why you're just screwing with me. Okay, now Freya, tell me what you found, or... Lace, you... I got the official debriefing from the judicial case files. Guchon, an ethnic Yanese from Victoria, joined the Ministry of Rights in 1077 as a ceremonial officer. They signed as envoy of ceremonial rights in 1092, headed for Victoria as part of a diplomatic mission. On the way, encountered an unexpected snowstorm and passed away after falling into a river. What? You're lying to me, aren't you? Just trying to shove me out of the picture again? You've been asking me just what the deal was with your father's death, haven't you? Well, every lead's been thoroughly investigated, there's no doubt. That's it. It was just an accident. All the gaps in the files have been made replete. This case can be closed. Should we be talking about these government safes in public? Yeah, I don't know about that, actually. That doesn't seem like a good idea. In creeps the mid-autumn. The night sky is moonless. Out in the streets, the energy pools churn away at max output, but the drop in temperature is still noticeable to come. All falls still in the dead night. The human sea recedes. The biting breeze blows through. Shoot. If you're that cold, just turn on the heater. Easy for you to say. If we're going to keep running this shabby little eatery, we have to pinch every penny we can on warmth. Damn it, look how late it is. When will Blaze and her friend show up? You're wondering about that reward money, huh? I'm not. Is this window letting air in? I need to fix it later. Wait, are they back? Oh, it's this fucking guy. You're... What? Am I not allowed in? Please, come inside. I'll put on some tea for you now. Anything to eat. Noodles. Longevity noodles. Right, make you some now. One's made by your boss. Well... Chang glances back at the staircase where the young chef had been standing. By now he's vanished without a trace. He's out on business. Then I'll wait for him here. Far, far out. He won't be back for a fortnight. I'll still wait. I've waited 30 years, so long that I'm shriveled up. Well, it's a little longer. Chef Mo, please don't joke around now. You're the first under heaven when it comes to cooking. What could be worth wasting your time here? Not a day. First under whose heaven? Mobufu downs his teacup in one go. Hati spills from the corner of his mouth and it drips down his wizened white beard. I remember clearly that winter 30 years ago, a catastrophe wrecked my home village. Those of us lucky enough to survive took off. Me with nothing but my cooking skills. We thought, let's scrape by in Baizhou. We went through hell. We were almost there when we ran into another group of refugees, or maybe a bandit gang, I'm not sure. They followed us for a long way across that icy waste, weapons in hand. We began to realize that they were after the remaining supplies and rations we had left. By the time we'd been trekking for a month, plenty of us were sick or hurt. We had barely scraps left to eat, far from enough for both sides to cross the wasteland. There was no escape, so we decided we may as well risk it all with them. However, when we were just about to go out fighting, we smelled something delicious. That's when we saw him. There was an old temple, not far away from where we were. Someone set up a stove by the gateway, boiling up a wok of noodles. We couldn't see his face properly through all the steam. We had no clue why someone would be making noodles there, but we were past the point of wondering, of asking, even of fighting. That wonderful smell and those piping hot noodles drew all of us near the wok, and we waited around him quietly. Never before had I eaten something so delicious. The moment those noodles entered my mouth, I felt like my tongue had been numb for decades, only to spring back to life then and there. All along, I never knew that a meal could taste so arresting, so absorbing. It felt like a flavor beyond us humans. By the time I finished my noodles and looked up from my bowl, he was gone. I knew that in my lifetime studying as a cook, the most profound lesson I'd learned would be in a shack of a temple outside Baijiao City. From then on, I apprenticed all over, so that one day I might make a bowl of noodles like those. But I couldn't. In the end, I just can't. You know, what if you're misremembering? I mean, look, you were starving at the time. Maybe that's why you found that bowl of noodles so tasty. Do you not trust my tongue? 30 years a bowl of noodles has been burned into my mind. 30 years I've been searching for it. Whoever that was is still in Baijiao. He must be over 50 by now. I searched all over the city. The well-known tea maker in the north? Nothing. The guy who made the best pastries in the south? Still nothing. I searched and searched until my fellow oldies in cooking retired, and only I was left. I was on the verge of giving up. But today, once more, I tasted it. I don't know why. Her cooking skills were immature, but the noodles she brought forth tasted exactly like it. It was your chef here who taught her those noodles, am I right? What do you know? We sent out 100 written invitations for the Ding Feng Lo competition. I can recall every one. I've long been aware your savers at Yu's had a reputation. I don't know what kind of relation your chef and that savior of mine have, and I have no clue why he's willing to waste his talents away like this. But I won't do the same. All the cooking skills I've inherited over the years, I can't let them end with me. Mobufu stands, produces a letter from his pocket and places it on the table. You tell him this, that untrained disciple of his, she passes. Tell her to report to Ding Feng Lo 2 days later before noon. She just passes. You get good enough business here. Did this doorstep sink again recently? We haven't replaced it in over 10 years. Though doorsteps can't keep the wind out, it's getting colder in the coming days. The boss won't let me. He says the lower the better. Too high and all the diners will stop coming. Mobufu steps over that low doorstep and disappears into the thick of night. Once again, the restaurant is empty, save for squalls of wind through the hall. Their whistle grows louder as if lamenting. Is he gone? You really are. I heard Blaze passed the test. Does that mean the prize money? Forget about the prize money. What's wrong with you to torment a man like that? He's 70, 80 years old, and you'll just watch him freak out like that. You just can't find an apprentice to fit him, right? What's to worry about? Look at me, I never worry about things like that. It's because you don't fucking die, brother. Put yourself in his shoes. He spent a lifetime honing his craft, just for it to be lost in a blink. Well, if it's lost, it's lost. Hey. It's his future reputation he cares about right now. It's a title of first under heaven he's carrying. It's others' cuisine he's obsessed with. There's no way he can focus on his own craft and improve it at this rate. If he can't make it through this, nobody can help him. Ayo, Blaze is back. Look how late it is. I bet you haven't eaten. I'll go make you something now. Yeah, congrats. I've got good news for you. You passed the Ding Feng Lo exam. We'll split the reward money, 30-70 like we agreed. Yeah, you don't care. If you're that good for money, how about leaving your 30% of... Xing didn't come back with you. Right, where's Xing? Oh, she dropped in this afternoon while Zhang was out buying ingredients. She left you a note, too. Left me a note. Pass the Ding Feng Lo chef selection. Please vote. Oh, whoops, wrong one. It's this one. It could be so secret she has to leave it in a note for you. She's inviting me to her home. Ning Manor. So she was related to the deer lady. I guess, are they both deer? Scald a winter gourd into the shape of meat, fill it with a vegetarian ham, and cover with velveting sauce. The result looks identical to red braised pork, but it cannot fool the palate. You came. Oh, she's a feline. What the hell? Of course I did. That's what you do when the Nings invite you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hide anything from you. I just don't really think it's something I should bring up for no reason. Nothing to apologize for. You've got your troubles. I'm not the kind to give you the stink eye just for being blue-blooded. So, what do I call you, Lady of House Ning? My name is Ning Yin. I'm not actually part of House Ning. I was adopted by grandfather child that tracks. He always introduced me as a distant relative of the Nings, but I never met any relative who actually shares blood with me. Do you remember what I told you before? Look, I'm pretty bad at comforting people. Oh, it's okay. Grandfather's very nice to me, and my background has never caused me any trouble at all. Everyone treats me very well. Your grandpa would be Ning Shu, ex-minister of rights. Yes, perfect. I know. It's getting chilly. Don't just stand out there. Let's go inside and talk, okay? Sure, I guess. The corridor meanders on through a rock garden and a bamboo thicket, then between the two halves of a lotus pond. The cool breeze brushes through, the autumn waters softly ripple, and in them Blaze's reflection follows behind Ning Yin's as they pace across the bridge. The two pass through a deserted room, packed up belongings and dead leaves strewn everywhere. The courtyard is messy, I know, not presentable to guests at the very least. I apologize. The whole family is moved out of here soon. Grandfather can't take Baijiao's dry climate in his old age. We're planning to move back to the old place in Zhengyan. Though Ning Yin's pace is glacial, she can only hurry up once she notices her friend is She can only hurry up once she notices her friend in no mood to appreciate the scenery. Up ahead, we're almost there. Take a seat. I'll fetch some tea and refreshments from the kitchen. Our house cooks are all on leave, so I can't serve you much more than some cold sides. No need to bother, I can't stick around long. Things that urgent. Alright. Ning softly closes the door. The chirps of fowl outside fade. The room grows heavier with silence. Alright, tell me why you invited me here. Sorry, I was just going to look for you yesterday, actually, after the fire at Ding Feng Lo. But I overheard your conversation with the Deputy Minister of Judicial Review Office in Chef Mo. And, please, I might have met your father before. Oh right, because he tutored them. When I was 15 years old, I remember we had a visitor. Grandfather was always busy with work. His apprentices and co-workers were coming and going in the estate, none of my business by and large. But slowly I realized an extra person who moved in, wearing blue, low-ranking mandarin's robes. Every time I saw him, he was alone, as if other people just weren't his concern. At first I didn't really pay attention. It was later that year on my birthday when... Like every other year, Grandfather would hold this great big birthday dinner for me. With lights and banners strung up everywhere, and friends and family all around. Not that I knew more than a handful of them. They were chatting the day away, and about what I had no clue, so eventually I sneaked out of the dinner and nobody noticed when I did. I wandered around the courtyard for ages, bored out of my mind, and scampered into Grandfather's study on a whim. It was in there where I saw that man again. I remember I saw him stuffing his pocket with letter papers and brushes. When he noticed me, his face was stretched with nervousness, and he pulled the brush and paper back out again in a rush. Are you... It's not what it looks like, bro. I need to finish copying some letters, so I was going to take them home. The High Minister is sending these to very important mandarins, so I was just worried if the paper wasn't good enough. It's okay, it's just brushes and paper. You're welcome to make use of it, sir. Thank you, little lady. What's your name? My name is Guchuan. I'm a transcriber for your estate. I copy and file the estate correspondence. I'm Ning Yin. Miss Ning, of course I know you. And now we know each other. Sir, I want to read in here for a bit. I won't interrupt you while you work. Is that okay? Of course, feel free, Miss Ning. Miss Ning, are you into these history books? Grandfather always says one should view history as a mirror. We must use it to study our ancestors' wisdom and character and learn from their teachings. But I think reading's just fun. It's all these amazing people recorded in the text are coming to, it's like all these amazing people recorded in the text are coming to life before me, and they're all my friends. Well, that's just pathetic, damn. I think someday it might be nice to join the Imperial Historical Cabinet as a historian myself. You've got quite a unique outlook, Miss Ning. If you're interested in following the High Minister's family footsteps, I'm sure you'd do well. And Grandfather's really cool too, then. Of course. Mr. Ning's been helming the Ministry of Rights for decades. He has plenty of deeds to his name. He's a mandarin everyone loves. Everyone in this family is so cool. My uncle and aunt are always away from Baijiao, traveling all over the country. I hear Yan couldn't have set up the meteorological and earthquake systems it has today without them. And Sichui, my little sister, she's even cooler. Oh, Sichui's younger than her, damn, bro. She's 2 years younger than me, but at the last Baijiao Academy study camp, all the professors from the College of Foreign Affairs were praising her. Everyone was teasing her by calling her Little Miss Sinister. All the people in my family are going to leave their names in the history books. I love them and respect them a lot. I want to regard who they are and everything they do, but I could never become like them. Compared to them, I'm just normal. You know, that reminds me of something my master once said to me. As history has ebb and flowed, the flood and tides are recorded, yet most are streams that simply trickle on by, but without the babbling brook, how would the waves rise? The waves and brooks don't care about who's greater or who's plainer. Indeed, the vast majority will never get to leave their names in the history annals, but they're not the empty space between the lines, they're the pages themselves. I'm sorry I talked your ear off there. Sir, your handwriting is really beautiful. Well, it's my only skill, really. I can still remember when the High Minister gave me this transcriber job. I can never write my name properly. Grandfather's gotten on my case about it more times than I can remember. Handwriting is a long road. Just keep at it and you'll see change eventually. Maybe you could be my calligraphy teacher, then. I would never pose as your teacher with my modest brushwork, miss, but... Right, I have 2 copybooks here. I copy from them all the time myself. The forms are very regular. It's perfect for beginners. If you don't mind, Miss Ning, you can have these as your birthday present. How do you know my birthday's today, bro? It might be the fucking party going on outside, brother. Well, they decorate the estate so brightly this time every year, you see. I spent long enough here that I've heard. Miss Ning, happy birthday. Thank you. That conversation always stayed with me. I liked how he talked and how he saw things. I don't know why. I can't really say, but he felt so close to me in a way. But after that, I saw him much less around the estate. The next time I got to talk to him, it was years and years later. Grandfather's cold has lasted for a month now, and it's still not getting any better. Now it's almost winter. It might only get worse at this rate. We'll be counting on you for the next while, Doctor. The High Minister's malady is mostly from overwork. You could remind him to rest more often, my lady. She is his daughter, isn't she? Blaze is a red herring. Sorry, I'm sorry. I apologize for running into you, miss. Very, very sorry. It's alright. Sir, are you okay? Why don't you sit down and rest for a while? You really look quite ill. Fine, I'm fine. Sir, you dropped your... Sir. Are these painkillers? Strong painkillers at that. Whoever that was, he must be quite badly ill. Doctor, if you're free, could I ask you to tend to that man too? You can bill his medical expenses to me. I was worried about Grandfather's condition at the time, and I didn't pay that encounter much mind. I was just planning to pay him a visit later at some point when I had the time. After that winter, I never saw him again. Doctor, thank you so much for all your work. Grandfather's back in perfect health now. She's whose daughter? I'm lost in all. Okay, so I'm pretty sure she is Guchuan's daughter, not Blaze. Well, I mean, Blaze probably is like the sister. I don't know, but I feel like she's being set up as the missing child, and Blaze is just a red herring. You mean that Guchuan then? He died. Was it his illness? No, I hear some accident took him while he was on his way to Victoria. But given his health, I can't imagine he'd have lived much longer even then. Truth is, last I met him, his malady had taken root in his vitals. I could hear it in his breathing. I can't imagine how much he was suffering in life. And it's a mystery to me why he decided to travel so far while that sick. They even have the same fucking hair color, man. This very room, it was a study Sir Guchon was using. It's been 10 years since he passed away. The place has gone through some changes in that time. They're either sisters or Blaze is fucking adopted. That's what I'm thinking. But yes, I could tell you why, but I kept hold of his medicine bottle ever since. Blaze, I really am so sorry. No. My dad was nothing like that. I don't think he was ever that fighting fit, but he was never weak. Whenever I was with him, he always had this light in his eyes. How could... Even now, I'm not sure I understand Sir Guchon, but I know he was a warm, gentle person. I could tell. I blame myself over and over for not being able to do anything more for him. Why are you bothering to tell me all this? I know you suspect that my grandfather was somehow behind your father's passing. At the point, I can only tell you what I know, but you told me all this just to try and convince me Ning Shu is innocent. No, I just wanted to implore you, please find out the truth. Whether for Sir Guchon's sake or for the sake of the truth itself. Whatever that truth even is. For you don't have to tell me twice. I am going to get to the bottom of this. Diabolical ad. I mean, damn. What first struck Ling Chinyan about the Judicial Review Office was the solemn hush. First time she ever set foot through this courtroom's door, all noise promptly vanished behind her. She remembers Yu Chung telling her why it was designed so. What did she say to Blaze? Oh, she basically asked her to figure out what actually happened, to find the truth. Silence begets peace, peace begets thought, thought begets results. Shouldn't the Judicial Review Office be drowning in work top to bottom? And you've got the office all to yourself, Deputy Minister Lin. Jie Zhen, what are you here for? Censor at routine investigation. There are some issues we'd like to consult you on regarding the Yu Chung case. Consultation or investigation, which is it? Deputy Minister Lin, after working together for years, I implicitly trust you on a personal level. The Department of Discipline and Supervision has a lot riding on this case. We have to go through the motions. Lin, if you'll pardon me. Just ask what you need to. Name, Ling Chinyan. Gender, female. Let's skip the basic info for now. The next few questions, you don't need to elaborate on your answers, just respond yes or no. Are you grilling me? Everything you say from here on will be recorded. I'm worried what you say could fly against you. If you have no further questions, let's begin. Deputy Minister Lin, you passed Chanshiro assessments in childhood and were exceptionally admitted per your outstanding grades and followed the esteemed Cyan Storm Count in learning your Leifa. After graduating from the Jiangxi bureaus, you chose to join the Judicial Review Office and soon accompanied then Deputy Minister Yu Chung in investigations all across the realm. In just a year from Registrar, you rose several ranks to become the youngest Deputy Minister in the history of Yan. Is this background as stated true? Yes. In your third month with the Judicial Review Office as Registrar, you handed in a whistleblower report to Discipline and Supervision. It accused the Right Assistant Revenue Minister of embezzlement and extortion, and you recovered 10 million in stolen assets. In your fifth month in Changji, you essentially single-handedly shone light on the local academy's examination fraud. Over 100 mandarins were implicated in this, the highest of which was second rank. All were eventually rounded up. Upon becoming Deputy Minister, you handled the case of former Judicial Review Officer Deputy Minister Yu Chung of forging evidence, causing him to be expelled from the office's Haoran Pavilion, with all status stripped from him thereafter. Are these case histories as stated true? Yes. With an academic background like this, surely everyone lauds you as a young up-and-comer blessed to the gills with talent. And yet people can't help but wonder, what gives such a green-hand mandarin the courage, the capacity to handle these cases? You get to the point. If I'm remembering right, your good mother and father were Tianxi at the Chamber of Heaven's Designs, spending years building much in the north, even being vested personally by the True Long. The Lin family is a well-bred one, many Tianxi giants in its line, and on top of that, rumor has it they're quite closely knit with the Lord Exorcist household. As for Cyan Storm Count, I think even the ranks failed to sufficiently capture your chief of importance to Great Yan. Are these relationships as stated true? Jie Zhen, what are you doing? You need only answer yes or no, Deputy Minister Lin. Don't think I'm deaf to your connotations. You're trying to say it was only by leaning on my background that I could take on judicial cases all these years. I certainly didn't say that at any point. Having known each other for years, I would never doubt your integrity. The Lin Qingyan in my mind's eye has always been a pursuer of justice. But why, Lin, do you not pursue now? Zhen, just why did you come to see me today? How much do you really know about the Yucheng affair? As I just said, I'm here to see you today on routine business. As for the Yucheng case, what I heard in the courtroom that day is all I know. What makes you so dead set on the case, Censor Zhen? Before you decided to investigate it, I remember we actually had an argument. I'm going to speak out of line here. The whole stripping of his rank aside, I really do respect people like Yucheng. Now, of all times, you're going to defend him again. If a law enforcer does not abide by the law, that's abuse of power. That goes for every last member of the 3 organs of justice. What kind of double standard could you possibly be applying here? No, the Judicial Review's office's verdict is settled on the Yucheng's mistake. I have little more to say there. I'm just very curious. What kind of truth could have pushed him to such means to find it? You must be more familiar with Yucheng than me. In your opinion, was he a smart man? Naturally, when it comes to sniffing out lies or chasing down leads, I'm no match for him. Did you ever wonder if, supposing Yucheng truly intended to cover up his own forgery, he should have been able to make such short work of the case? You're telling me he let me find him out on purpose. What for? That I don't know, but he put you in charge of the Scrollery fire case. To an outsider, I don't think I can say that Yucheng had no faith in you. You've been all over Baizhao the past few days investigating that case. I know that. I've heard as much. And yet since yesterday, you've been loitering in the Judicial Review office, acting like you've been grounded. I can't help being curious. What made you go and give up on pursuing this case? Are you afraid of offending the high and mighty? No, that's not like the Ling Qingyan I know. Did someone lofty crack down on you? Can't be, I think. You're sitting here in the office after all, not in a judicial prison cell. If not that, then all my pondering can only produce one answer. You're scared that if you continue, you'll implicate someone you know. Seems I guessed right. In the thick of things, your concern clouds your judgment. It's like you've forgotten the simplest of truths. Don't miss the forest for the trees. If you can't hide it, you may as well tip it out. Show it some sunlight. Mr. Censor, you've really served up a lesson for me today. Not at all. I think the hush of this office must have helped you figure out plenty by yourself. I know what I must do. Madam, I went to ask Deputy Minister Lin if she wanted anything to eat since I saw she hadn't left the office all day, but she... When did she go missing? I don't know. Nobody's seen her at all. A biting chill gusts through, the stiff breeze curling papers and sending them dancing madly through the air. A wide-open window clatters against its wall. On the table beneath it, a ceremonial gown lies neatly folded and topped to the document, pressed down and placed by an inkstone. It is Ling Qingyan's written resignation. So that's how she ends up Rhode Island. Alright, bro. Watching this blaze vanishes far into the distance, Ningshu clutches the door knocker. The vague, dark point vanishes over the crest of the path, but her stare remains fixed there, lingering for the longest time. What are you spacing out at the door for? Grandfather. Should be post, right? Your friend left so soon. She won't even stay for dinner. She had urgent business. She couldn't stay. Even as a child, you never brought friends over. Here I thought I could drop in to see what she's like. I don't know if we even count as friends, really. Seeing the dejected Ningyan, the old man tries to think of something to say, but can't. He simply reaches over and brushes a leaf off her shoulder. Almost time to move. Plenty of things still on your plate, eh? What about you, grandfather? For days I was all raring to go home. Now that we're about to, I look around at our little garden and I think, oh, if only I could stay. You remember, it was here in this pavilion we laid out some sand and grabbed a stick, and I taught you how to write one stroke at a time. You said by next year you'd be running all the estate couplets for us. Then you spent 2 months with me learning, and after that you had to give up. By next year you really did write me a couplet. Bountiful blooms and a full moon, may joy last forever. I'm surprised you still remember, grandfather. How could I forget? Another year, another mid-autumn. How quickly the days pass. The two of us haven't chewed the fat like this in the longest, have we? Grandfather to granddaughter. I've been out constantly, and you're always occupied with guests. We hardly have the chance to meet. The whole family is leaving the capital, after all. Quite the headache. But things will settle down once we're back in Langyi, and we'll have plenty of time to chat along the way. You're almost done writing that book of yours. Grandfather, I don't think I can go back to Langyi with you. When did you make up your mind? Ningyan shakes her head softly. She follows a few steps back. Returning home, grandfather, like a leaf returns to its root. It's human nature. The whole family sympathizes, but the journey is meandering enough to make us worried. The Nings are bursting with talent. Everyone's work forms a cornerstone of Yan. Compared to them, I really am the lone choice to accompany you back. Frankly, I was always a distant orphan from Langyi anyways. It was because you took such pity on me I could spend these decades at the Ning Manor. If I go now to Langyi, I go back to where my long-gone parents once lived. That was your thinking when you asked to accompany me home. Grandfather, that was my thinking. It all seemed to fall into place. I almost managed to convince myself. But I've spent the last few days on a farewell tour of sorts around Baijiao streets, so I can finish up the Baijiao cuisine and food culture somehow. I realized all my memories are of this city. I can clearly recall what year we planted that persimmon tree in the courtyard, and when its fruits make for the best wine. Every restaurant of every road and alley, and what their chefs are like, and how many different ways you can cook each dish. All of a sudden it hit me that this very city, more so than the Ning Manor, feels like my home. That's on me. That's on me for not asking you how you feel. I've been nothing but me this whole time. Grandfather, you're my one and only family. You've always been since I was little. I really did want to go back home with you at first, but the reason I'm set on staying in Baijiao now is you as well, Grandfather. Is it? When I first joined the Imperial Historical Cabinet to compile annals, there was one thing I could never puzzle out. At some specific point in Yan's millennia of history, out of nowhere, and the written word proliferated and education became for all. Even the earliest of the tablets we were studying only went back to that period. That's when Gia fucking died, bro. So I thought in that period someone must have pushed for those changes, but I flipped through practically all the material we had and I couldn't find a single clue. I had this strange feeling that there in Yan's history one person seemed to be missing. And one day I met someone strange at a Go Club who told me the story of that person. Thought he was just a yarn-spinning storyteller at first, but as I further researched, I gradually found all his stories to be corroborated. She met one, holy shit. According to him, she was a gentle person who gave her heart and soul, her blood and sweat to the well-being of the people. She gave too much, but how could someone as good as her fail to leave her name in her annals? That was when I realized that a history book isn't a container, but a sieve. The stories that stay behind are few and far between. Grandfather, I want to record your story, but then I look back and it dawns on me that for all the years I've spent with you, I can't even write with any clarity about what kind of person you are. Ningyan finally lifts her head and meets the old man's eyes. She waits for his reply, his answer to her unspoken question. She's waited for so long. Who goes there? Who goes where? Who thought I heard something? It's all the bizarre cases these days. Makes me feel like someone's going to barge in any moment and wreak havoc. This is the Judicial Review Office. What kind of miscreant would break in here? Quit jumping at ghosts. Guard duty's almost over, and then we can clock out and head home. There she is. Just wait a second, then enter through the front. Say you're here to report a case, then find a floor map on the way to the waiting room. The window in the waiting room yesterday faces north. The judicial entrance faces south. Behind is a high perimeter wall. I think Chinyan's office is third floor. Get out the window, climb up the sprinkler pipes, and no one should notice me. Tamade, once I find her, I'm gonna sock her. Who's there? Uh-oh, there she is. Ling Chinyan. Blaze, what are you here for? What am I here for? I'm here to get you back. Where'd your old court uniform go? I resigned. Then went back to the restaurant, couldn't find you, and worried you might be up to something stupid, so thank you for confirming that fear. Let's find somewhere else to talk. told me that all those years, Kuchon was staying at the Ning Manor. How'd you find out? Never mind that. Now, can you tell me exactly what that means? Minister Ning's involvement in the Guchuan case runs deeper than I ever thought. He was clearly hiding something in his previous testimony. I did suspect he was the perpetrator, but going by Mobufu's testimony, when Guchuan was sent to death row in that fallout of that old case, Ning Shu was the one who got him out. Knowing that, wouldn't have a motive to try and get him killed again. The most key thing, I had no idea before that Yuchang had contact with Guchuan so early on. Whoever's connecting the string of events, it's likely more complicated than anything I've imagined. See, I'm still curious. All those years ago, my dad came to Baijiao on his own, and what the hell for? Yes, that's the key question. Place has no clue about the two lives Guchuan lived. If he was a fall guy in that incident, then why would he return to Baijiao a dozen years after the fact and plant himself in the middle of the maelstrom? Ning Shu's position, Yucheng's scheme, we still can't draw an outline around any of these questions. How should I let Blaze know? You know I can tell that look on your face. Come on, what's your next move exactly? Blaze, about yesterday. Forget about it. I know you. It's my duty types get the urge to do a little weird stuff now and then. Not my circus. I'm not arguing. Just don't tell me any stupid crap like I'm sending you back for your safety again, because you're still trying to ditch me. Please trust me. I will see this case through to the end, but you can't stick around in Baijiao any longer than this. Do as I said. Leave within 2 days. Head to Lungmen office first, but you can't stay there for too long either. So once you reorganize, get back on the road straight away and leave Yan as soon as... Over my dead body. You don't trust me to keep investigating. I mean, I do, but you're out of a rank, you're out of a job. How are you going to investigate? I'll think of something. If Yucheng can resign and investigate in secret, that's okay. I have an idea. Let's do this thing a little more thoroughly. What's your plan? Blaze pulls a letter from her pocket. It's the chance Mobufu gave her, and now it's both of their chances. Not like we're gonna get anywhere just running around town. We'll head to the Feast of 100 Delicacies, go straight to the True Long, and ask him to explain it. Brother. Ain't no fucking way, bro. Your Imperial Majesty, the Minister of Rice has drafted the official list of attendees for the Feast of 100 Delicacies. To mark the occasion, Victoria, Lithuanian, Laterano, and other such nations have sent us envoys with letters of celebration for your Imperial Majesty's perusal. Cough, 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 hack, bro. Your Imperial Majesty, the Minister of War and Sui Regulator have finished drawing up joint battle plans. Also for your Imperial Majesty's perusal. The Ministry of Revenue was not consulted on this battle's strain on labor and fiscal resources, nor on the post-war reparations. However, these battle plans drafted. I know you and the Ministry of Revenue are both very busy. The Ministry of War simply went to some small pains working out the manpower, the funding, the ration, and even the Ministry of Works post-war repair expenses. Now you can read together with His Majesty since we're having an audience and all. Logistics are calculable, but how many of Yan's people will bleed in this war? Is that a bill you can work out so easily? So the Grand Matilda means to say, if you can't work it out, then no need to try. It's autumn. How are the harvests in the north? Da Hong has resumed production ASAP following a disaster. Our harvest this year is more or less on par with previous years. In that case, what about next year? Your Imperial Majesty. A life measured in years, yet the stress feels ancient. We're running out of time. This involves the livelihoods of all Yan's people. I ask that your Imperial Majesty reconsider. Grand Tutor, the ministries have long discussed everything worth discussing. It's about time we made up our minds. His Majesty's decree is made. We simply await his proclamation at the Feast of 100 Delicacies. It's going late. It loves to rain. The two of you can leave. May we be excused. The man behind the curtain lifts his gaze. In this desolate palace, 3 banquet seats lay set out in a row to his side, and one of them is truly showing its age. Faintly, a sigh. Ayo, trust this rain to come from nowhere. I'm soaked. Autumn drizzles and cold snaps. We'll be out of fresh vegetables in a few days at this rate. I didn't even get to rustle up this year's winter clothes. Chef, I think we're forced to start our winter pickles now. Get your mess of stuff out of the storehouse as soon as... Chef? Blaze, Xingzhu, where'd everybody go? The ever-lively kitchen is presently deserted, all the cookware tidied away. The cramped space seems a good bit wider like this. The only presence is a pot of soup boiling on the stove. Platter of meat from 5 kinds of beasts. An official once presented this dish to the Lung at the Feast of 100 Delicacies, advising the rulers to take equal care against people from all walks of life. Or 7. Shit, it's the fucking prison from Minos. You sure are lucky. All my years at the Judicial Review Office, and you're the first I have seen who has the chance to get out of this damn prison alive. I myself never expected it to turn out this way. That's what's wrong with all you clerical types, always living for the day, never thinking about the consequences. All that time spent researching, all those years of blood, sweat, and tears, all for a dish at the feast and one very angry Lung. You caused quite the ruckus and ended up in here. Are you happy? It is as you say. My deeds were loyal and just. This I know, my conscience is clear. Those who peer into Fin ponds to find omens will see omens. So what comes next in your plan? The order to transfer has already been issued. I will be joining the diplomatic mission to Victoria in 3 days. For all that happened, I can no longer stay in Baijiao. These arrangements are the fruit of Minister Ning's efforts. Victoria? How are you supposed to get to Victoria with a body like yours? To be favored with a pardon is all I need to ask for. Besides, I can consider going to Victoria returning home. Can you really? I remember you saying your wife and child already passed away, no? Yes, it has been many years since that day. Even if I did believe you, do you think other people will? If you can remember things that happened back then, so can others. You know how many eyes will be watching you when you return. What am I to do? Please speak plainly. Lend me your life, my friend. What unvarnished truth do you crave? I will give it to you. Again. First time I came to Baijiao to further my studies left a deep impression on me. Skyscrapers that blotted out the heavens, an unending sea of brilliant lights. And in the center of all those lights was the Forbidden City. 1,000 feet it teetered, its lofty heights unseen from the ground. My teacher said this was where every policy was decided, where every decree was handed down, each one affecting the lives of untold commoners, a duty heavier than mountains. And thus it is here that every student can put to use all they have learned, to serve the lands and the people. When I stood here in the flesh facing that palace of edifice and high walls, I felt a chill sap away my breath. You've arrived early, Mr. Liang. His name. You seem surprised. Do you not wish to see me? Hardly. I simply had not heard you would also be attending the Feast of 100 Delicacies, Miss Ning. Minister Ning is ill, so for this year's feast, the Ministry of Rites had no choice but to send me to attend in his stead. It was a rather last-minute decision, so I did not have time to tell you, my lord. I suppose that leaves us equals in silence, since it seems you never planned to tell me you were attending either. I am merely here as part of my work. I did not wish to bother you, Miss Ning. I'm suddenly reminded of how, aside from Shangshu, we have not met for the better part of a year. Several of my letters to you during that time received no answer. It can be hard to put words to paper, and I find myself often mired in official business. I have been negligent in maintaining my side of the conversation. Do not deny your blame, Miss Ning. Where have I mentioned blaming you, my lord? During your time as magistrate, even the smallest needs of your hometown never left your thoughts. Now with expanded duties, the concerns have only increased. For some reason, after only 6 short months, I feel as though we have become estranged. As if there are some things we cannot say to the other. Putting that aside for the moment, this is the first time you are attending the feast, yes? Yes, my early years were spent in Shangshu, so I had little opportunity to take part in government events such as this. Major topics are often deliberated upon during these feasts. The question this year is, what decision will His Majesty make in regards to the war? I dare not make any sort of wild conjecture on His Majesty's thoughts. But you are a clever man, Mr. Liang. Your conjectures are always correct. You did in fact have something on your mind the other day, and you wanted to discuss it with grandfather, did you not? I dare not lie to you, Miss Ning. Phrase it how you will. I'm always happy to hear that you wish to see me. But I'm afraid that for you, I have never been someone to be trusted or to entrust things with. I believe there may have been a misunderstanding, Miss Ning. I do not mean to blame you. Who among us did not detest the murky secrets of the bureaucracy when these red robes were first draped over us? But now we must navigate all this wheeling and dealing, like it or not. I may not be close to the center of this court, but there is one thing even I know. It is difficult to speak the truth, and even more difficult to make others believe you are speaking the truth. Once you enter the palace walls, the word sincerity means less than nothing. But all I have ever shown you is sincerity, Miss Ning. No matter what may come, I have always hoped you would remember. We should take our seats now, Mr. Liang. Let us head inside. They've had this subplot going on for like 3 fucking events. These 2 are absolutely fucking. Come on, step on it. Check over your ingredients one last time when you're done. The guests are already seated. We need to start serving as soon as the order comes in. Inspect all your ingredients. Check on the stews and soups while you're at it. The blue soup on stove number 90. I don't know how, but the color seems to be a bit off. What? How many times did I say to cut the ingredients into finger width cubes? No more, no less. It's supposed to be on the fire for 20 hours, no breaks. Someone must have screwed something up. Alright, move aside, I'll come have a look. She's really in here, god damn it. Y'all are gonna get fucked. Over here. Why are you still wearing those clothes? Scared people won't notice you or something? Won't notice me. Formal dress for formal occasions. I kept these clothes at home just in case. This is the kitchen, don't you have anything more suitable to put on? No. Is disguising yourself not something natural for judicial officers? What nonsense are you talking about? Deputy minister at the Judicial Review Office is not some undercover ghost. Though I have found myself sneaking around a lot lately for some reason. Alright, enough muttering. Change into these clothes. You follow the army of waiters into the banquet areas. They're serving up the dishes, then change back into your fancy robe when you can. Fine. This kind of infiltration really does make me a little nervous. You said you were going to stand up to see justice resort, so if you make the true long mad, is he going to arrest you right away, or is he going to... Found the other half of her jacket, and she's still not wearing it properly, bro. There's a tradition of remonstration during the Feast of 100 Delicacies. Besides, we're just going to request an reopening of an old case due to inconclusive evidence. Why would the true long be mad at me, brother? Though there is one thing, which is... Have you ever thought about what if the truth you managed to dig up on this case turns out to be a complete opposite of what we thought? What if you found that everything around you was one big lie? What are you talking about? We do all this to get to the truth in the first place. If it's a lie, we'll smash it to pieces. Why the hesitation? We've come this far already. What choice do we even have? Okay. Ladies, I think your father, he was likely a good man. Why this all of a sudden? Promise me this. If something unexpected happens, you must take care of yourself. Coming, hide under the stove. That does not seem like a safe place to hide. Is everything ready? Alright, chef. These longevity noodles you are in charge of may be simple, but they are still vital for the feast. Make no mistakes while preparing them. Understood. Although I do not know why your shepherd did not wish to come to the feast, I believe he has his reasons to choose you. Once the feast is over, I will give you the opportunity to take on my mantle. Fucking hell, bro, no. Not happy to hear that. There's a lot of chefs who would pinch themselves awake if they were told they were going to be your apprentice. But I don't understand. Why are you entrusting all the skills you've learned your entire life to only one person? Nonsense. Do you know just how many examinations the Dingfeng Low-Ted chef puts their prospective students through before they choose an apprentice? Not to mention the fact that my own Shifu was the one who penned the book of foods with recipes from all 4 major cuisines and has served us well for decades worth of feasts. Just make it, like, at this point, yeah. Like, Blaze is not your choice here, brother. Out of the hundreds of chefs in this Dongfeng Lo kitchen who have honed their craft for many years, Shifu chose me to take the reins. Just me. Generations of exquisite artisanship in these hands, you'd let anybody smudge it. But no matter how exquisite the artisanship is, you're making a dish for people to eat. What I mean is, teaching a single apprentice who's as good as you really more... Is teaching a single apprentice who's as good as you really more important than teaching a bunch of chefs who can do a decent job? The more you teach, the more you can cook. which means even more of Yen can enjoy tastier food or something. That's enough of your disrespectful rubbish, bro. Focus on your noodles. Have the preparations been made? Newman has entered the highest state of alert and the city defenses are all in position. The citizens have been evacuated, leaving 20,000 soldiers and 3,000 Tianxi able to take to the field at any time. No, they await your orders. This is Jola's dad. So we've met both of his parents at this point. Okay. I don't know how he managed to pull that professor lady, but damn, bro. Let us see if the moon's wax are weighing in our favor tonight. General, the Grand Commandant's messenger has arrived. This hour. Where's the message then? He didn't have one. All he had to deliver was a box of mooncakes. He said the Grand Commandant had only one thing to say to you, General. Eat them while they're hot, don't let them get cold. There he is. This guy, bro. You received my notice, Lord Zol. Oh boy. It has been a while. Are you faring well? You. No need to be so tense. This pawn shop has long since closed its doors. No one will be bothering us. Why meet me alone? Shouldn't I be asking you that, Lord Zhou? What do you mean? I opened this pawn shop on a whim during my stay in Baizhou, and for a time, business was booming. Every day would see customers bringing all sorts of curios, scrolls, precious baubles, and odd gemstones. In the end, many of them were taken by my wandering younger brother and placed within his garden. We've actually met. The extra mode, the end game, actually has the other brother. The most curious thing was that all the customers who came by this shop had one thing in common. They were looking for me. You think far too highly of yourself. Well, since you have come to see me, does that not mean you have something to discuss, Lord Zhou? Perhaps I could answer one or two questions plaguing you. All I want to know is, why have you come to Baizhou? That convict has decided now is the time to declare war on Yan. All that awaits him is death and destruction, but I'm sure he knows that already. Indeed, my elder brother is skilled at the art of the gridded board and not else, though it is a formidable and well-honed skill at that. You still remember the Shanghai Zong who appeared in Yumen? Oh? So, during the Sui regulator's analysis of the incident, we noticed traces of another Faramid proxy's actions. Wang is suspected of being involved. What are you trying to say? Sure you remember, Lord Zhou, that during the hunt 1,000 years ago, the Faramid of Yan were either put to the sword or banished. As a Sui regulator, I've wondered, considering my brother was able to find one of them, could he perhaps have found more than just one? During the many years since the incident, the Sui regulator have watched closely his every movement within Yan's borders, but they have never considered the possibility that one of his Wei Qi stones might leave the country. Don't underestimate our intelligence network. The Sui regulator have never stopped keeping an eye on the Faramid outside. If they make any sudden movements, our Faramitologists will surely sense something. I'm sure they did. They should be on their way back to Yan right about now. Please treat this information as my humble gift to you, Lord Zhou. How you use it is for you to decide. Why are you telling me this? You're one of the convict's conspirators, so why tell us his plans? In truth, though I am indeed in collaboration with my brother, our hearts are not as one. We have our differences. He insists on seeing a victor decided. I, on the other hand, prefer doing my business in a more amicable fashion. As for why I chose you, Lord Zhou, I feel like we are kindred spirits, brother. That's not a good thing. What? I profess I have some skill in reading people. My intuition tells me we will have the opportunity to do business once again in the future. It's possible that the fate of us siblings will lie in your hands, Lord Zhou. Be able to chat with you on this festive day, but even for a moment, it is destiny at work. I hope that in the future you can see me as a man you can discuss things with. Joel is gonna get his fucking altar when the last fucking proxy comes out. 60 years from now, Jesus. Io. What's wrong? My hand just cramped, couldn't hold it steady. Seriously, bah. Sorry, I'll go back to the kitchen and get a new one. Too quick, the mandarins are all seated already. Once the true long arrives, the banquet will start. You need help, Madam. I'm here for the Feast of 100 Delicacies. All the mandarins should have already been seated. May I ask why? Forgive me, I was delayed on the road here. I will head in right away. Please wait a moment. Madam, please show your invitation to the feast. Why, is me standing here not invitation enough? Routine inspection. I beg your pardon, madam. My lady, you dropped something of yours. There she is, you. You left in such a rush. How could you not have noticed you dropped something so important? Good thing I spotted it. Ah, Madam Tang of the Ministry of Revenue. Please forgive my earlier impertinence. There are no further issues here. The feast is about to begin. Please take your seat as quickly as you can. Invitation is a forgery. It'll only work the one time. Do take care when you're inside. I know you. You're one of the ladies of the Ning Manor. I'm also a friend of Blaze. I spotted her name on the chef roster and guessed at your plan. The rest you will simply have to beg forgiveness from the True Lung after meeting him. But don't you know, if this case is reopened, you'll be ruined. But the one most heavily implicated by this case would be Blaze, no? You already agree to help her find the truth. What else is there to worry about? Besides, if you really do manage to pull back the curtains on all this, that's what I was after in the first place. Thank you. For that actual animation, that's crazy. Despite all my years as a Mandarin, I rarely set foot in the Forbidden City. I see towering palaces pressed up against the sky, majestic and stately. I see a banquet of incomparable bounty, each and every seat filled. The lamps are as bright as day, even as the moonlight envelops them. But what I cannot see is who hid away these names, who does not want to see the truth come to light. I suddenly recall the words. Will you be able to handle the truth? Yu Chung, what exactly did you see? How strange. The feast has already started, so why has His Imperial Majesty not yet arrived? No need to panic. His Imperial Majesty is busy. Something urgent must have come up. All we can do is wait. I heard he's been ill for a while now. What if it's something to do with that? Stop blabbering. Preposterous, simply preposterous. Don't you know where we're at? What we are? Don't you know where we are? What might have you to obstruct the court Mandarin? Christ. Oh shit, it's her again. What's all this noise about? This man says he's Assistant Mr. Tang Jian of the Ministry of Revenue, but we've already checked and every seat under the Ministry of Revenue is already accounted for. I am Tang Jian. None of this he says rubbish. Look, do you see this seal in my hand? Whose name is on it? Hmm? All fall silent. 3 blasts of the horn mark the 7th hour of the night. The moon shine bright overhead, their light so clear they wash away all color. All rise. One by one the Mandarins stand, looking towards the center of the feast with bated breath, waiting for the one meant to be seated at the head of the table. I have something to report, Your Majesty. Oh. Fire. None knew where the burst of flame came from, but all it needed was gusts of autumn wind to engulf the entire banquet. The flickering flames act like wild beasts, brandishing their fangs and claws as they pace about above the table. The wind blows, and the beasts of fire grow and grow and grow with speed. The conflagration bloats and bulges, letting off unsettling noises. Some liken it to shouting, others to laughter. Bizarre flames pour like falling rain. Having already tainted the feast of 100 delicacies, they flit and flicker as they climb up the faces of the panicking Mandarins. What's going on? Fire! Fire! Assassins, protect His Majesty. Guards! Guards! Put out that fire, lock the dining area down. Take care. The source of this fire. Everyone, stay away from the wine in the cups. Wine again. A fire that does not burn hot. Who did this and what are they up to? Ling Xinyan tries to calm down the panicking crowd, but her voice is quickly drowned out by the shouting and screaming. In the midst of the chaos, she spots a familiar face. Her eyes met for only a moment, but she is more sure than anything. That person saw her attempt to cross the line of propriety in front of all. The target is not her. Blaze. What's going on? What's with all this ruckus? This is bad. I heard some kind of demonic fire broke out at the banquet. No idea how it happened. The guards of the dining area surround him. No idea what's going on inside, or if His Majesty is hurt. Talking about cutting the feast short. Jinyan. Been notified of unknown persons infiltrating the feast. We will now be conducting an inspection. I ask that everyone stay where they are and not move. Please cooperate. Damn it, what the hell happened over where Lazy is? Is it bad? I can't leave her to defend for herself. I need to go take a look. You there, stop moving. What do I do? What do I do? I can't get in a fight here. I'm trying to think, damn it. After her. There's battalion, 5th battalion, seal off the southern entrance. 7th and 9th, close the northern gate. Everyone else sweep the palace from south to north. If you find anyone suspicious, arrest them immediately. Our intel says there are at least 2 culprits working together to ruin the feast, so take care. So many guards, what a pain. What kind of trouble did you manage to get yourself into here, Lazy? Sounds like you haven't gotten caught yet, at least. So where the hell are you? This palace is way too big. Oh. Why are you here? I thought you two just wanted to ask His Majesty to reopen the case. How did it come to this? I don't know either. That fire's not our doing. The timing. You need to leave right away. There's no talking your way out of it if they find you. What I need to do is save Ling Qinyan. Let me go look for her. How can I ask you to do something that dangerous? I'm more familiar with the Forbidden City than you are. Even if I did get caught, I'll have some leeway to explain myself. Don't worry, I'll find her. But you still don't trust me. What, still angry at me? Of course not. To the southern exit before the guards seal it off. We'll meet up at that restaurant once we're all out of here. Okay. You take care too. Wait, did the soldiers manage to get a good look at you? Yeah, I think so. That's not good. I know, let's swap clothes. Come on, get them off. Damn, bro. I saw someone on my way ahead. Up ahead, over there. The dining area has been cleared out. Deputy Minister Lin wouldn't be here. I'm sure they will absolutely not fit. No, not a chance in hell. But who started all this at the feast? I hope Blaze managed to make it out by now. Oh. Oh, fuck, it's the boy. Why is she here? These two. Is this fate at work? Is it the same night? From the start? Yep. Looks like it's not too far away now. Wonder how things are going open on their side. Found you. Who's there? Okay. So it was you. Damn, that's one hell of a sword. You're not dressed like your average soldier. What are you, a general? Save the chatter. So you're the one Ling Qinyan has been hiding behind her back. Why would she bring you to the Forbidden City? So I know it's impolite to barge in on someone else's banquet, but would you believe me if I said we didn't mean anything bad by it? What I'm trying to say is that this is all a misunderstanding. There's no misunderstanding here. The Imperial Guard have been searching for you for 40 years. You are her descendant. What? Huh? What are you talking about? Who's descendant? Who's her? You really don't know. No, it seems you're not lying. All this time you've been hidden away and nobody thought to tell you about your history. Oh, she's the daughter of the Grand Preceptor then. Got me there. I'm pretty curious about it, not gonna lie. Anyone I can ask about it. Seriously, the Imperial Guard looking for me. 40 years ago, only a single child was unaccounted for in the family of a treasonous Mandarin. What are you talking about? Because I need to confirm something. You were born in 1062 in Victoria, right? As far back as I can remember, I lived in Victoria. Father seems to have been spending a lot of time pursuing a certain truth in the last few years of his life. What if you found out everything around you was one big lie? Yeah. You're talking nonsense. You're a person of interest. We'll figure out what to do with you after questioning. Me? Get that. No weakling, it seems. I may not be able to take you in without hurting you. If you don't wish to be harmed, then surrender immediately. Not in the mood for jokes right now. Breathing heavily. Didn't I tell you to save yourself if something happened? Ming Xinyan. Ming Xinyan's eyes meet Blaze's. She understands what has happened, but all she has to offer is silence. She turns and stands in front of Blaze, shielding her. Your deeds at the Judicial Review Office are worthy of my respect, Deputy Minister Lin, and I was kind enough to remind you before. Surely we can get a cool CG for this fight scene. Apparently not, man. It seems you decided to completely ignore my warning. I wonder if she's a boss. I have to check. I'm perfectly aware of what I'm doing. I don't need your reminders. Like a mid-boss at the very least. You know who she really is, yet to go so far as to protect a descendant of a traitorous Mandarin. Why? For the truth you're all afraid to talk about. Ming Xinyan, what are you two talking about? What do you mean I'm a descendant of a traitor? My dad, who is he? Why did he die? Forgive me, I was planning to tell you everything after tonight, but it seems now is not a good time. We'll make it up to you later however you like, provided we make it out of here alive, that is. She'll be coming with me tonight. As long as I am here, she will not. Forget that. You will need 3 of you to simply obstruct me. Xinyan, go already. Bursts of lightning blast open a hole in the palace wall. Before the dust has even settled, a somewhat gentler blast of energy strikes Blaze. She is sent flying out of the Forbidden City, falling towards a distant patch of ground. Who was it this time? Blaze has done these sorts of high-altitude leaps countless times before as a form of dynamic entry into the battlefield or wherever it happened to need her. She has never once felt fear. She believed in her own strength and in her many friends. There was never any confusion in her mind either. She knew who she was. She knew where she must go. She knew what she believed in. There is no plot that can hold back her heat, just like how the mist of dawn cannot hide away the sun. But now, what awaits her is no longer solid ground, but an endless abyss. She closes her eyes. Where? Mingyan lies on the bed, her breathing faint. The clutch in the old man's hand shudders, and he nearly falls over. After having seen so many things across so many years, he thought nothing more in this world could shock him. His lips open and close, yet try as he might, he can make no sound. Until someone in the shadows begins to speak first. She yet lives. It's the pole boy. It's you. Stay your steps, Mr. Ning. Come no closer. You never saw me tonight, and she never left the house. Why? She intruded upon the feast of 100 delicacies. She was with that girl when I discovered her. If she had run into anyone else, she would not still be alive. Possible. 40 years. I can't believe it's you again. 40 years ago, you left her here. Now you save her life once more. Save her from a terrible fate. Fate. This must be fate. There's no escaping it. There never was. I did not leave her here for her sake. It was you who saved her, Mr. Ning. You once swore an oath to never let anyone know the truth of this case in exchange for her name, but it seems you are now wavering when it comes to past vows. The true Long will know of tonight's events. The choice is yours, Mr. Ning. We don't get the Imperial Guards like old sprite, come on, man. A gust of wind, and it was like nobody was even there. The old man stands in stunned silence. His daze is interrupted as he hears a sound coming from outside the courtyard walls. A sound like roaring, like weeping, like admonishment. He must be going mad. It's autumn. Why do I hear cicadas? The seasons. Yeah. How did I get here? Oh, finally awake, I see. I knew you were one tough feline. Look at you, as lively as a fin on a line. Jen was making a fuss about calling a doctor. He was shouting so hard he forgot what time it was. How long was I out? Wait, where are they? Ning Xinyan, did Ning Yan come by here? How did we get here? How did I get here? Slow down, I don't even know where to start with all these questions. Last night I was on my way to the night market to get some cheap veggies when I found you lying in the middle of the street. Thought you were drunk at first. I was worried you'd freeze to death or something, so I brought you back here. You're cursing up a storm in your sleep. Hypocrite this, swindler that, and a lot more besides. I don't know where you managed to learn such creative Yanese. The Ning you mentioned, and whoever this Ling Chen Yan is, never seen them before, so I don't know if they were here. I need to go find them. Well, where are you going? Forbidden City. I just saw a whole bunch of guards patrolling around here, and you think you can still get in? Care, I have to go. Who do you think you're going to find after having lost yourself like that? What are you talking about? Just speaking the truth here, you lost yourself, yeah? You don't know where yourself has gone, where it's wandered off to. You hear a few words from someone else, and when you know it, you barely even know your own name, much less who you are. Such absurdity. The tangerine seed is blown from Jiangnan to Jiangbei, where it takes root and yields fine fruit. What let this seed grow so well wasn't Jiangnan or Jiangbei, but decades worth of rain and sun. It's ultimately the same fruit. Jiangnan and Jiangbei might not be the same place, but an orange is an orange. Doesn't matter where you eat it. All things begin, all things end. There is the outer truth and the inner truth. Once you figure that out, then you can get back to asking your questions. Do you know something about all this? What do you know? Tell me. What do I know? I'm a chef. All I know is how to season my ingredients, how to boil stuff, stir-fry stuff, regular fry stuff. Alright, seeing you reminded me of something. You're trying to find authentic tangerine cakes. I think I know how to make those. Is that poster pre? I don't even remember. Fire, fire, assassins, birds, of the majesty, guard swords. Oh, no. This is post. Okay, we already did this one. Beets. Golden rice crust. Golden crisp rice whips. Golden rice crisp cover the plate, crack open to reveal the dish beneath. And tangerine cake to go, please. Oh, you're here. Sending it to Victoria this time as well. No, not sending it. I need to go back right away, though it's hard to say if I even can go back. This time, just a snack for the road. Wow, your cough's gotten pretty bad. I don't think you should be eating sweets right now. I'll boil you up a bowl of loquat soup. I'm fine. It's not to do with my lungs. Doesn't matter where the problem is, you've got to take care of yourself. You've seen a doctor about it. Yes, I don't have much time left, apparently. I'd say I'm beyond having to mind what I eat. Well, it's fine. Everyone has to die someday. I've done pretty much everything I need to get done. When you say something like that, didn't you say you still have family in Victoria? They're waiting for you to go home. Yes, I held on to hope that I could see them again, but it seems it won't be happening. I might have been a useless good for nothing my entire life, but at least I can say I haven't disgraced what little ideals and righteousness I still have in me. But only now that I'm at the end have I realized I owe them far, far too much. Isn't that just how people are? Things like that happen from time to time. If you try and be the perfect people pleaser, you're a fool. Surely you still want to go home, right? I want to see them, but if I don't, they'll have easier lives. That's just how people are. If you want to get something done, you need to put something down. Everyone else has to put their things down, so I should too. I've been in your care for so many years now, young chef. Even my final few words in this referee of mine are for your ears only. Then, is there still something you want? I want... You need to pay more attention. Look at this spot you swept. It's still covered in ash. Make sure not to miss any corners either. Anything dirty has to be cleaned. We are moving out soon. We cannot leave behind any trouble for the house's next owner. It's rather late, Mr. Ning. Where are you headed off to? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just going out for a walk. Mr. Ning's been acting real odd lately. Are you spending his mid-autumn festival watching us clean the house instead of gazing at the moon? That's enough questions out of you. Focus on your sleeping. With such brilliant moonlight tonight, we should give it a pristine spot to land on. Where did I get here? Grandfather's study. Her mind lurches on the edge of consciousness. She feels as though she has forgotten something important. An old book lies upon the desk in silence. Annals of Yan, Volume 124, Supplement 17. And 62. Since when was there such a book in the Imperial Historical Records? Grandfather? In years since there was a criminal thrown into the 5th floor of this prison. What's the story tonight? Assassinating someone at court. The Imperial Guard themselves are dragging the culprit here. What a ruthless. Don't think too hard about it and don't ask too many questions. Just keep a close eye on the culprit. You and I won't be able to fix any mistakes. It seems that everything I've run into since my return to Baijiao has been part of some grand plan. A trail of clues laid out in front of me like bait leading towards a dead end. Not only was the perpetrator highly skilled in Kung Fu, but they also had intimate knowledge of the Judicial Review Office's layout. They must have been working with Yu Chung for quite some time. It was her, bro. Yu Chung asked you to take notes during his trial. This is why you stand here now, and it is also the reason I cannot allow you to participate any further. Whatever Yu Chung's plan, you are most certainly a part of it. Deputy Minister Lin, surely you wouldn't ask if you didn't know the answer already. You not say the truth, or do you simply pretend you can't because you don't dare to? What makes you so dead set on the case, Censor Jiazhe? As the moon slowly sinks into the west, their light passes through the barred window and scatters on the far wall of the cell. The night air condenses into dew, beating on Ling Qinyan's brow. Were it not for the scent of mold, this prison would actually be a good place to meditate. Indeed, while I was waiting here, I managed to figure out many things that had been on my mind. It was you who set the scrollery on fire. Was it an answer I gave you here, or one you puzzled out beforehand? Yeah, mask, right? Who the fuck? Me again, Deputy Minister Lin. I'm not in the mood to discuss snacks with you right now. I've got people to save. Calm down, take it easy. Isn't any use being so high-strung when you have so much to do? What do you know? All I know is that if the heat ain't right, don't take off the lid. You can't skip out on meals. Hello, Altair, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. You can't skip out on meals, you have something big to do. If you don't eat, you're not getting anything done. Here, try this. Is this a tangerine cake you're looking for? Aren't you always saying I wouldn't be able to find it, even if I searched all of Baijiao? I also said I'm the best chef in all of Baijiao. As long as the taste exists, I can replicate it. And this one's my own creation. It won't count for our bet. Isn't this the same tangerine cake you made before? Despite her skepticism, Blaze shoves the cake into her mouth. She has tried many fine dishes over the last few days and learned a lot about how to critique food during that time. The cake in front of her cannot be considered tasty. Jingzhu was right. Too much sugar will overwhelm the fragrance of the tangerine peel, while too much oil destroys the texture of the cake itself. It is not a tasty snack, but it is an exact match for the taste of her memories. How do you know this recipe? You were so hung up on my tangerine cake not being sweet enough. It got me wondering what kind of chef would make them that sweet. And I thought, what if the one who made them so sweet didn't do it for the taste? Means... You said you ate these in Victoria, right? I'm reminded of a regular customer I had many years ago. He always ordered some tangerine cakes and said he was going to send some off to his daughter in a foreign land. I told him they'd spoiled long before they got to her. But he refused to believe me. He processed it a bit himself and wrapped it up in layer after layer of letter paper. You could barely tell it was a letter or some food by the end of it. You knew him. He came here. I've been searching for him all this time. Do you know what happened to him? You're just not going to question the fact that this kid is like 50 years old? Alright. I wouldn't say I knew him. He was just a regular customer of many years. I vaguely remember him always coming over before it was even bright out to order the cheapest breakfast I had on the menu. Then he'd sit by the window like he was waiting for someone. Waiting for someone. How should I know? See for yourself. Day breaks. A faint full moons brush against the horizon. As the night comes to a close, there are perhaps many in slumber enjoying dreams of happy reunions. Diligent hawkers are up early, setting up their stalls, their shouts echoing down the streets, rousing the sleepers of the metropolis. Place spots a familiar figure by the street corner. Yeah, see, she's his daughter. The small restaurant and that serene manor are separated by no more than a street corner, a fact barely worth noticing during normal times. Was this what he was looking at, year after year? It's you. It's really you. You're here. I never thought I would see you again in my lifetime. The man leaning against the corner is clothed in near rags. He grasps a mooncake in his hands, his face awash with crumbs, ignorant of his guest. A smear of light streaks in through the bars of his cell window, painting the criminal's gaunt face in stark relief. The Judicial Review Office is truly kind. Even as prisoners get a mooncake for the Mid-Autumn Festival. It's delicious. Want a bite? No need. I'll be having my meals in this prison soon enough. I will have my own to enjoy. Pity. We still have so much to talk about. It's not quite the same without something to munch on, right? The old man lets out a dry laugh, taking a seat across from the shabbily dressed prisoner. For decades, you have wanted to ask an old man like me your questions. I suppose today is your lucky day. You should hate me, Mr. Ning. You were one step away from being able to go back home without a heavy heart. One step away from enjoying your twilight years with your family. Just one small step. I really should hate you when you put it like that. It would like nothing more than to charge at you and tear at your flesh with my teeth. But on second thought, you have given up decades of your life in your position as Deputy Minister at the Judicial Review Office for me, spending the rest of your years within this cell. No matter how you look at it, it should be you who hates me. You're thinking it, Mr. Nin. I said it before, I was never good at my job, or at being a decent human being, not like Guchuan. I'm a glutton, you see, the type that loves sniffing out deep hidden truths. I tore open shells to get at the flesh and got addicted to the sweet, sweet taste of marrow. I'll do anything for it, even if it leaves my hand bloodied and my teeth shattered. During all these years, you were the biggest, plumpest shell beast on my dining table. How could I ever hate you? Even if I were to hate, it wouldn't be for anything on my side. Her teeth are still in fine shape. I never saw them chip while they were gnawing on my old bones. But Yu Chung, why were you so sure I would have come to see you today? If I had just walked away from all this, all your plots and plans would have gone to waste, no? Because I understand you. I understand you far too well, Mr. Ning. I simply had to gamble that during the years you spent bobbing around the hierarchy of mandarins, you would dirty your hands but still retain your humanity. You let Guchuan live on while he was right under your nose, after all, and raised his daughter to boot. You care about the fate of that child, those two children, rather. You wanted to see those girls live carefree, innocent lives while you yet live. You knew that if you did not relent one day, you would never know peace. They would never know peace. So you came to see me. You had to. You have looked into these matters already. It seems you managed to find out most of what should have been found out. How long did it take you? I only finished deciphering clues and piecing them all together last year. It shames me to admit, as a deputy minister, but my pace was a bit too slow. Guchuan, on the other hand, he managed to figure it all out years ago. I never considered that. The year he returned to Baijiao, you managed to put him under your watch, but you never thought he would copy decades worth of letters from your home. By peering through all those letters between Grand Mandarins and nobles, he, a ninth-rank ceremonial officer, found every survivor of that murder case. He unraveled the threads and pieced the truth together. Guchuan's diligence knew no bounds. I underestimated him. Anything more you wish to say, Mr. Ning? What is there left to say? What sins must be admitted, I shall admit. Really did someone send someone to kill the Minister of Justice who presided over the Grand Preceptor's case? But not because he accused me of being the Grand Preceptor's collaborator in treason. Rather because the Grand Preceptor's treason was a miscarriage of justice all along. Well, no, indulge me in my curiosity, Deputy Minister Lin. When did you figure it out? I suspected it was you who set Ding Feng Lo alight. Why? What would I have to do with that incident? Call it a hunch. Though you might not have used your kung fu at the time, mass was not enough to prevent me from thinking that person's figure and skills were familiar. Very familiar. Afterwards, at the Judicial Review Office, you sought me out and managed to cement this particular suspicion in my mind. To think of it, you must have been in close contact with Yu Chung as early as when I was preparing to impeach him. I never considered the possibility you were already cooperating with him at the time. From the scroll we fired to the hanging scroll in the Ning Manor, and then to the fire of the Ding Feng Lo. This recent string of mysteries was you trying to lead me along a trail of clues, wasn't it? It's rather rushed and sloppy now that I look back. The fire at the Feast of 100 Delicacies. I must regret to inform you that was not my doing, truly. Merely an unexpected turn that happened to align with our goal. Why did you two do all this? Ridiculous as it may sound, this all started with an old case, not a large one, yet not small either. A case I happened upon by chance after I joined the Department of Discipline and Supervision. The Minister of Justice assassinated by a beggar in the middle of the street. A case I can barely believe, yet one hastily closed without meaningful build-up or a satisfying conclusion. Though the assassin had been executed, his identity, his motive, there were simply too many vague unknowns in the file. How many people? It's fucking everyone. The entire city at this point, it seems. As I dug deeper, I noticed that every thread led towards an even bigger case. A case that had snipped all those threads short. Grand Preceptor's treason. You've investigated that case too. Betrayal of the 3 Grand Ministers, a case large enough to shake the court, and one that implicates countless others. Forget finding the truth, even just mentioning the Grand Preceptor's name at the time was the greatest of taboos. The Grand Preceptor incited the prince to regicide. This was all the history books had to say on the matter. Nobody knows the truth of what happened the night the old True Long passed away. Who was it who mobilized the city guard? Who went into the palace? Only later did I realize I was not the only one looking into this case. Was this how you got to know Yu Chung? Should I rather call it foul beast of a feather or friendship at first sight? You said the two of you weren't able to follow the trail, so how did you determine the Grand Preceptor was wrongly accused? It was in our research that led to this conclusion. The one who brought everything to light was Good Chuan. Why? Do you seriously not know why? Of course I do. I just want to ask you how this why tasted when you said it aloud. The people cry out, their hearts uneasy. Only those who have experienced the struggle know that Yan's current peace and prosperity were hard won. It was a very, very long time ago. The old Trulong was diligent. At the time Originium Industries were beginning to change the structure of this great land, even during Yan's turbulent times he did not allow her to fall behind the other nations of Terra. And so it was that a great hero who was infected with apathy in his twilight years, believing his days were numbered, his many policies began to strengthen bias and imbalance. At the time, the prince wished to stop the Trulong, and the Grand Preceptor stood by his side. His supposed support was her urging the prince to seize the throne. The old Trulong died the night the prince entered the palace to admonish him. As for the prince, his whereabouts since that night are unknown. Such a tumultuous event demanded an explanation. She required someone to be charged with everything. You think the current Trulong was unaware of all this? Oh my god, Blaze is the... Okay, I think I know. Changes in the court naturally lead to unrest among the masses, the purge of traitors, a very fitting slogan. But then young Trulong acted with an iron fist to sweep away many courtiers with evil intent, stabilizing the situation as quickly as possible. This ensured the spell of court intrigue never made it outside the walls of the Forbidden City. For 40 years, I assumed I was the only one aside from the Trulong himself to still remember what transpired. Until 10 years or so after that case ended, that young man stood in front of me once again. I fear you speak of that time too lightly, Mr. Ning. It was not only traitors who were swept away, there was also the entirety of the Grand Preceptor's family, 28 in all. They were all sent to prison, some committed suicide in their cells to prove their innocence. Those who lived were exiled. I tried to find some trace of them, but it was no use. Couldn't find a single one. Except for a child, spirited away during the turmoil, still swaddled in a blanket. I never considered the possibility she still lived, yet never truly believed she had died. Seems you've met her. A few days ago. Her appearance is not too similar, but their personality is like two peas in a pod. Which one never spoke a word about that child's whereabouts during the decade he spent in Baizhou right up until his death. I'm sure you're now well aware of why he died on the road back to Victoria. Chung, you old bastard. He used Guchuan's own death to ensure there was no possibility of anyone finding that child, which also gave you an opportunity to investigate me. At the time, I assumed Guchuan had no success in his exhaustive research into the Grand Preceptor case, which prompted him to leave Baizhou in despair. It was only after many years that I realized it was not the so-called truth that he sought. He had long since found the answers to those troubles you mentioned earlier. What he hoped I would do was find something else entirely. I don't understand. Are you telling me you two knew all along that Blaze was the orphan from that case? Your investigation should have already revealed that Guchuan and Yu Chung knew each other. After taking the child away, Guchuan kept the secret of her whereabouts to himself for decades, but before he met his untimely end, he confided in the only friend he had, Yu Chung. After his death, Yu Chung immediately began to search for her. However, he was unable to personally act as deputy minister at the Judicial Review Office. He entrusted the task of performing discreet inquiries to me, far from the center of court politics, so as to not attract attention. By the time I found her in Victoria, she was already infected. I could not take her back to Baizhou right away. For the sake of protecting her, I had no choice but to place her in the care of a medical organization that treated the infected. So it was you. You were already aligned at the time, I see. But you were also part of this plan from early on, Deputy Minister Lin. What do you mean? How is it you were able to find Blaze's trail? How were you able to come across those files pertaining to her past? Surely you didn't just attribute them to chance. Yu Chung would not have told you these himself. The risk was too great. There could not be a third person who knew of this in all of Terra. But he was always searching for a suitable candidate, one with courage who stood for truth. He has long since been ready to give his life for this cause. I am happy to dirty my hands doing what must be done in his stead. But it's not enough. We needed someone pure and innocent, one who could use honest means to lay bare the truth. It's nearly time. We still have one last opportunity. Do you still wish to bring the truth out into the light of day, Deputy Minister Lin? Yu Chung, that's the truth behind the Grand Preceptor case you seek. Do you have any further questions? You've spoken at length, yet you said nothing about your role in these events, Mr. Ning. Why did you send someone to kill the Minister of Justice? Did you not already have the answer, Deputy Mr. Yu? Was it not you who accused me years ago of having the Minister murdered to stop me from investigating and save myself in the chaos? You need not be in such a hurry to discredit yourself. There was one question that perplexed me for a long time. Why did Guchuan stay at your house when you returned to Baijiao nearly a decade later? It was not until I saw that girl at your house did all the puzzle pieces fall into place. He narrowly escaped his life, yet he still returned to Baijiao not only to find the truth of what happened, but also to search for the daughter he left behind. It seems he did not tell you much. Yes, most of what follows will be mere speculation. If I'm wrong, feel free to laugh in my face. I heard that after the Grand Preceptor's suicide, following accusations of treason, the entire nation was in an uproar, and mandarins distanced themselves from her. Yet one academy student dared to honor her in public. It was thus that he stumbled onto the Grand Preceptor's home as the belongings within were being confiscated. In his hurry, all he could take away was a baby girl just born into the family. As it so happened, his own daughter was recently born as well. At his wit's end, he tried to flee Baijiao with his fat wife and the two babies. As a scholar with no background, he didn't get far before an Imperial Guard captured him. Perhaps out of compassion and wanting to keep the Grand Preceptor's bloodline going, the Imperial Guard spared the scholar and the Grand Preceptor's child, instead taking the scholar's daughter. I do not know what Guchuan was thinking at the time, but it was most likely he had no other choice. His child fell into the hands of the Minister of Justice, her bloodline obvious with the modicum of research, but as it turns out, how to handle this child of an outsider was a delicate conundrum indeed. It was around this time that you, Mr. Ning, long dissatisfied with the Minister's extreme methods, decided to take the ultimate risk. Assassination. The Grand Preceptor's case implicated many, and it seemed fitting that the bloodstained Minister of Justice met his end through retribution. With the court's turmoil resolved, the Trulong allowed the bloodstained curtain to finally fall in this fashion. The only unresolved question left is that child. Based on how things are now, she was taken into your care. What this entailed is not hard to guess, but as for the why of it... If I recall correctly, Mr. Ning, you enjoyed the tutelage of the Grand Preceptor as well, correct? Oh, Yu Chung, had you not been absorbed in judicial work and confined to the cell, I shudder to think what that meticulous mind of yours might have accomplished. It's terrifying, truly terrifying. Flatter me, I'm nothing more than a fool compared to Guchuan. It is simply because I have met far too many people in my capacity as Deputy Minister of the Judicial Review Office. The more one sees, the more one learns. Now that I think about it, the dish Guchuan offered to the Trulong at the Feast of the 100 Delicacies wasn't merely an act of suicide. It was him reconciling with the truth. Before he passed, he did not tell me the truth, but he did divulge the whereabouts of the Grand Preceptor's orphan. He must have hoped that once I found the truth for myself, I would also choose reconciliation. Yet I could not. All I could do was use my methods to find the people still left, the ones you care for, and force you to spare out the truth. All things considered, Mr. Ning, you are no villain, perhaps just a coward. Hate me all you want. To see that child once more has always been a wish of mine. I'll go and seek an audience with His Majesty. You know everything. I only just found out. I still want to ask you. Are you so calm about all this? It was a suspicion I hid away in my heart for many, many years, one I have finally found proof for. A thorn stuck in your palm. It may bleed a bit when you pluck it out, but you'll feel much better afterward. Why? Why won't you say something? I don't know how we came to all this. If I feel sad or angry right now. Fortnite isn't Fortnite. If her luck isn't Fortnite, isn't that crazy? That's fucking crazy. I don't know. All I know is that my mind's a mess and my heart feels like it's being stabbed. Who the hell am I supposed to set ablaze with this fire crawling up my throat? Well, I have a question for you. Blaze, can you tell me about Glitchhorn? My father. What sort of man was he? He was an idiot, a nerd, and a liar. Right, bro. I hate lies. I've seen too damn many of them. Greedy lies, cowardly lies, sneaky lies. I never one that demanded a lifetime of commitment, one that cost him his own daughter and himself, all to protect someone who had nothing to do with him. How could he be so stupid? Reminds me of a story I once read. There once was a guard who watched over a rest station by the river. One day he saw a flood coming from upstream. He wanted to run upstream and tell the people there to close the sluice gates. But he only went halfway when he saw the river was rising too quickly. It was too late to close its gates, so he immediately decided to turn and warn the villagers downstream to flee. Back and forth he ran until finally he was consumed and swept away by the flood. He didn't manage to do anything or save anyone. Get to the point already. Would you say this man's deeds sound familiar? Fine, I get it. Well, I don't really get all the details of your windy ass story, but you're talking shit about him, aren't you? He wasn't a bad guy, okay? He was just... I know you got good reasons to blame him, but if he was the one who drew you away, why would he spend so much time coming back to look for you? I thought I would be the one consoling you, not the other way around. Blaze, you're infected, right? When did you figure that out? Too damn clever by half. Sorry, I didn't mean anything untoward. I was just thinking it really should have been my fate to be. What are you even talking about? You think you've done something wrong and deserve a worse fate? Blaze, my life is awesome. I've got lots of buddies and I found a dream of mine. If anything, you're the one who got it bad, growing up by yourself in that big old mansion, alone and miserable. Well, sounds like you're roasting me. I'm not. But I understand. I understand what you mean. Alright, I still haven't asked you what your name actually is. Zhuhong. Liu Zhuhong is a name that he gave me. I forget how long it's been since I last told someone my real name. That's it. That's the last of my secrets. A blazing candle to ward against the dark. Zhu for a candle, Huang for a blaze. The family go to water Zhu. It really does sound like a name he would pick. Blaze, would you say I've only really gotten to know you now after all this? I guess so, yeah. No, I've still got lots to tell you, and I just need to bring you to Victoria to have a look around. My mom, or rather, your birth mother. You should probably go see her. She's still alive. I said she was dead. She's still hale and hearty. She lives in a small town out in western Victoria. Once everything's wrapped up here, I'll take you to her. She definitely wants to see you. Right? Why are you crying? I'm not. You're the one who's about to break into tears any second now. I'm just happy. 40-year-old women, by the way. I never thought I'd suddenly find myself a little sister after all these years. I guess the answer is endless. It's always endless yapping. This one didn't really have that much to do with the siblings, really. Which is surprising considering it seems like the next one is going to wrap it all up. Who's ever heard of sisters like us? Besides, we don't know yet who's the little one. I've been through a lot today. Can't you let me have this one? And there you are, consoling me. Look, I just wanted to say, from now on, you're not alone anymore, okay? Oh, there he is. Isn't that lovely? Out of all the myriad flavors in this land, the taste of reunion is the sweetest of them all. The Emperor's party, he probably didn't die, but still, the Emperor, yeah, he's probably fine. There is still one more note, so I'm assuming that's when we're going to get the resolution of that. Because I know the boss for this is a big fuck-off dragon, so, like, surely. Really now, damn it, what am I tearing up for? We still haven't even got his proper name yet. Young Chef, alright, bro. It's the last of my worries settled. Alright, the judicial officer at the Forbidden City last night. Daisy, she was being... That's right, she's still in prison, bro. She was being held up by that Imperial Guard lady when she sent me flying out of the city. What should we do now? This isn't over quite yet. I need to go and finish off what I should have done in the first place. What are you planning to do? Demand an explanation, for everyone's sake. 100 years it has been. He returns once again to where this game of Wei Chi started. Okay. The board is covered in cobwebs and dust, a single black stone at the center. He extends his hand to brush away the grime. Where are you off to? Got a meal to deliver. If you're going, then who's going to mind the restaurants? At this hour, it's past closing time. Gonna open tomorrow. It depends on my mood tomorrow. Hard to say right now. Why do I get the feeling that you want to call it quits? Fine by me, but you still owe me 6 months of wages. Jesus, brother. I would have left ages ago. Settle that and I'll let you go. You're so money-minded. How about all those staff meals I cooked for you? They must be worth a few months of debt. Fine, fine. On the right of the stove in the kitchen, the third brick from the corner. The last of my spare cash is under that brick. Take it. Been with you for quite a few years now. Yep, 15 whole years. You've stuck around the longest out of all your associates. Candle holder. Means we really worth it. Oh, so he was under surveillance. Jang is a fucking candle holder. Alright. If I kept reminding myself that I was a candle holder of the sweet regulator, I'm afraid I wouldn't have stayed that long. Beta sign. I already signed up for the beta. Yeah, I swear to God, if I don't get in, man, I'm gonna be annoyed. Please, I want to play the game. To be honest, it's been years since I reminded myself who I really am too. Not like I was trying to remember or not, mind you. Whether as man or beast, I found this life full of delightful flavors. Nothing to complain about. Guess you keep not remembering. I fear if you do, you'll forget the taste of man. Your palate will grow dull and numb, and your cooking skills will go to waste. Yeah, I wouldn't be too happy with that either. There's one thing I'll never forget, that my troublemaking brothers and sisters still need to eat. You doing ball, man? Playing some Arknights, man. We're going through the events because there's going to be a new one coming up on Thursday. Not to mention the one that's most troublesome of all, though considering how long it's been since we last saw each other, it's hard to say what he's like now. You know the consequences of delivering this particular meal today, right? Yeah, more or less. It's obvious, like not keeping cotton by the stove. This way regulator is not going to be happy if we have a family reunion. Also, if a fight breaks out at such a delicate moment, you may not be seeing me tomorrow. I made a lot of food and met a lot of people these past few years. My wish was for every customer who walks through those doors to have a tasty meal and a life with fewer regrets. The 4 flavors of the kitchen, the 4 emotions of the heart, sorrowful partings and joyful reunions. They're not that much different. Just as fresh fins have their bones and malices have no scent, this land is filled with regrets. Eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired, and when you miss your family, maybe it's as simple as going to them. Are you really willing to let this go? There are a lot of things I don't want to let go of, but I can't hold on to them forever either. John, mind looking after the shop for me while I'm gone? You've been watching me cook for so long, and you must have picked something up by now. If any customers come by, look after them for me, will you? Savors at Use and the House of Aftertaste. It ended up being a fitting name. Clinker Game? Wait. Which one is Clinker Game? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. The mortal realm really lingers on the tongue. Restaurant's gonna start. You weren't getting busy. Yeah, if you doesn't come back, that restaurant is fucked, brother. It's so over. Captain, my report. The patrol behind has dispatched all their men and sweep searches are underway in 8 districts. Still no sign of the target. It's been an entire day. Before day breaks, we must... Heard you were looking for me. Alright, Blaze. Bro. Oh damn, she's auto farming. Out of the way. What's this? Here to surrender. Good, you saving the effort of searching the entire city for you. I don't care if you want to take me in for what I did at the feast or who I am. Now is not the time for it. I've got urgent business, so best you move it. I've never been this pissed off before. If you really want to get in my way, then come and try me. No CG, just standing around? Definitely CG. Definitely just CG, bro. Man, I kind of wish they had like the animated shit the reverse has, but this is a 7-year-old game, please. What are you going to do? I'm here to deliver a bowl of longevity noodles to the Trulong. Was this a boss fight? Because the lady is not an enemy, I don't think. She isn't, damn. OR9. The quality of a bowl of longevity noodles is judged not by its taste but in who made it and what blessings it contains. The button. 4 or 9. Victoria is so close. Oh, this is him dying. It's snowing again. They should be wearing their winter garb now. She was like a little stove as a child, aflame with passion in her veins. The snow and wind won't face her. Baja winters are never this cold. She said the first volume should be done when spring comes. That's good. At life's end, I find no worries left to bear. The man takes off his Mandarin garb, folds it carefully, and places it down next to the books he used to carry, before bowing 3 times to the east. What is the game? This is Arknights, bro. The original Arknights. He walks out of the camp. Oh look, we get SFX at least. Your flames are indeed hotter now. Your arts are greatly burdening your body, infected. Scared of the heat. It's just my blood. Though I know I'm standing there here only because so many others have shed their own blood. Seems like you already know a lot. Not much at all, but there's just one thing I need to know. Those who had their names erased, those who died dubious deaths, they need an explanation, an answer. To be honest, I didn't think my life would have such a complicated backstory or that I'd fight for something other than the infected. Now I realize that injustice is the same for everyone, and I will spill my blood to end every injustice I encounter. Burning ablaze with your blood, infected, you resemble the righteous of old. But don't rush to conclusions about justice when a single leaf blocks your view of the entire forest. In any case, I've been ordered to bring you back, and you absolutely cannot be left free. I know, I've met your type before and plenty of times. I guess I can't paint you all as bad guys. You've just been trained to shed no blood or tears, so you stop caring about anyone else's. Whatever, I won't argue. You sure can try to stop me, though. You are the enemy, but your courage deserves praise. Careful now. I'll spare your life, but I can't guarantee you won't lose a limb or two. Dongguan, Bailei, Zhengfa, cleave. Dear. I know you have a lot of questions, but there's only one pressing matter at hand. You wanted to see the true Long, yes? I'm here to help. Chenyan, you should be behind bars. Yet I stand here before you now. You've already lost to me once. This time neither of you will escape. Don't worry, I have no plans to fight you alone. I know I asked to tag along, but this opponent will be hard to handle. Making bro fight, goddamn. An accomplice even. But you were the one who freed her from prison. I had to employ some crude measures, but I tried my best to avoid harming any innocents. Don't worry about settling the score. I have too many crimes I can escape from, and this is just one more. When this matter is over, I'll surrender myself to the law. And now there is something to be done and a meeting to be had. The discipline and the supervisor sense are colluding with the Judicial Review Office to deputy minister in revolt. Such a preposterous scene is a first for me. If this is preposterous enough, then allow me to inconsequentially join the fray as well. Everyone's fucking showing up. Aihe, what the hell, bro? I trust you've been well, Drill Master. Aihe, were you not gravely wounded, a human? Yes, my injuries were quite serious. I'm sure if my skills are even 1/3 as powerful as they used to be. Which is why I hope there will be no cause for me to make any moves today. Rename characters, take down nameless characters like the base comment you should have, isn't it? Yeah, she's, I'm very surprised she's not playable. What the fuck, bro? Who is this lady? Actually, who is this lady? That's crazy. She's the junior drill master, man. Would you even participate in this? Why is she not playable? I got to grasp the whole picture as to why Deputy Mr. Lin has suddenly appeared here, but the two of you are my most respected colleagues, so I can only ask as an old friend that you two leave some space for negotiation. How can you expect me to turn a blind eye when you lot insist on doing such a traitorous act? Loyalty over righteousness, but whoever said you could only choose one from the two? Righteousness. You're familiar with the case and the two individuals involved in it stand here before you now. Right or wrong, life or death, the choice is yours. But Shifu, this master came to be from complicated causes. How can what is good or evil be determined so easily? The blade is in your hand. Make your choice. Shifu. Hesitate still. Shifu, if righteousness can only be upheld with the edge of my blade, then what sets it apart from violence? I don't understand. Stop dallying and go inside. Don't even think about it. Signal to lower the Forbidden City's defenses. Could it be His Imperial Majesty? This fucking guy has just been chilling. What the hell? You can see the Forbidden City from here. It was still spring when I last set foot in this tower, which has happened within the last 6 months. Chill has come and the wind atop the city walls is strong. Do take care of yourself, Grand Tutor. I imagine only a few from the court have seen Baizhao from this angle. Even from great heights, when the view stretches far, one's sight will sometimes be obscured by clouds. So her first name, yeah, that's actually just her real name. That's crazy. One more reason that one should see and think before one acts. You know why I asked you to become advisor of you men. My thoughts were that you wanted me to broaden my horizons and see the big picture. An opportunity, but also a test. Test for what exactly? To see if I'm worthy. So you know why I've summoned you here today. Yes, Grand Tutor, you are disappointed in me. An excuse or a genuine emotion? I understand what I did during the Feast of 100 Delicacies was a terrible idea, but there was no other way. Suspending the feast will prevent the Grand Commandant from acting in a drastic haste and also allow the True Long an opportunity. Oh, he was the one who set the fire. Since your involvement in this slew of disputes, for thrice have you been forced to make a choice, and each time you cast the riskiest die. Place your friends and even yourself onto the chessboard. Have you never once felt hesitation? I do not claim it never crossed my mind, but I have always considered the choice most beneficial for all. A capable plotter, but the same could not be said for your decision-making. My plan was to select a young talent, ambitious but not greedy, resourceful but selfless, and give them many chances to hone themselves. If the chance arose, I would entrust them with significant responsibilities. I thought you were a suitable candidate, but it often does not end well when a chess player uses himself as a piece on the board. Remind me of a colleague who is no longer with us. Humbled. Lang Zhen, given another chance, would you willingly leave Shangshu? When I started my studies, I was determined to apply my life's learning to the benefit of the people, regardless of whatever position I had gotten from mere chance. My original ambition remains, and I hold no regrets over the choices I made. The incident at this Feast of 100 Delicacies cannot go unpunished. I will submit myself to the law. Skymere Pavilion's archive is lacking a transcriber. You will begin your duties there tomorrow morning. Feel my gratitude, Grand Tutor. What is this? Time has come. Clouds concentrate, completely obscuring the moonlight. Have you met this one before? Never. Who exactly is the opponent he seeks on the Weiqi board? There are times when one seeks not an opponent to win against on the board, but a solution. A solution beneficial to both parties and countless changes to the amid countless changes to the situation. There's something I wish to consult you on. What made you set up that exam in the first place? Shop's not closed yet, is it? You've come at the right time. I'll close right after I'm done with your order. It's late, so we don't have much left. What would you like? Anything to fill up my stomach on the road will do. Now, if we happen to have half a steamer of meat buns here from the morning, you can have it for free. Won't you be making a loss like this? I only know how to cook, not so good at business stuff. Why not earn a name and riches with skills like yours? But both nobles and peasants eat the same meals, three meals a day. I might as well make more buns than money or fame. If you don't mind another question, how much does a meal normally cost here? Not much at all. The usual soup and 2 dishes just cost a few coins. Anyone who works here in Baizhou can eat their fill here. I see you have a kind heart and compassion for others. Stop that. I'm just a chef who serves about 100 customers a day at most. I can only count on you to feed and clothe everyone else in this realm. A free meal and a lesson of boat. Lucky me. I just hope you don't get mad at me. I just like aimlessly chatting with customers about everything under the sun. The restaurant has been here a long time, if I'm not wrong. How are your finances? Well, that's a headache. You see, this little store of mine can barely make even. It's all thanks to the abundant crops from Dahuang and the fast deliveries from Yuchi that I can keep my store running. Otherwise, I'd have to raise the prices. Are you sure you're not trying to give credit to your siblings? But it doesn't stop here. My customers all live nearby. Some don't have enough coins, so they make up for it by sending me a few boxes of fresh fruit or helping me repair the furniture. Without their care, this restaurant would be running today. You see, it's hard to balance a book like this. But this is how you do business, right? Who says one side has to profit all the time? You give and you take. It's mutual prosperity that brings wealth and keeps the business thriving. Then some advice from his capitalism maxing brother. Yeah, like half his capitalism, just give it to you, because this is not how you run shit, brother. You are going out of business. Your meat buns are ready and I'll pack Grand Tutor. But why don't you try one now? Not bad at all. Word of advice, don't take any more. I said it right there. God damn it. Bro, G is such a bad fucking influence. Were you able to get a meal, sir? Yes, I heard the buns from this place are the best in Baijiao. Try one yourself. Wow, it's delicious. Right, I'm ready to get back on the road. Where to? Changshu. How do I get there again? The 7 streets and 5 lanes in the east of the city. I remember having to pass a dye workshop and a kiln first. My head hurts. It's been so many years. I wonder what changes. Oh, this calligraphy and painting store is still here. Surely their store sign can nearly be considered a historical relic. I could come back for a stroll. Who knows? I might just find it. On second thought, I probably couldn't if I tried. It's there. This ancient temple hasn't changed at all. No one's been here in years, but it hasn't been torn down either. Just who is feeling nostalgic for it? Did you already gave him advice? Did you give him... I think so, yes. That does seem to be the implication here. I don't know if it's bad advice or if you took the advice and just kind of put his own spin on it, but it's not fucking working. The lock's already opened. Oh, you're back. Alright, why cut there, brother? Why should anyone be born destined to bear all this? I remember when Father was alive, he often stood atop the palace tower, my brother beside him. Father often said this: water can carry a boat, but also sink it. Likewise, this great height where we stand can also be the start of a plunge into the abyss. He used to watch the city before him for long periods of time, or perhaps it was the vast territory in the distance. He watched both what he could and could not see. Before my eyes, the city flourished, while his body gradually bent into an arc and his hair turned white as snow. And I knew he was old. Then I began hearing all sorts of voices. The Chulong is an authoritarian dictator who has imposed many harsh policies. Great Yan will be in trouble if this continues for long. Your Highness, please put the country first and admonish the Chulong, abolish his harmless policies, and bring a new start to this realm. People are uneasy. I should do something. But what should I do? Who can I trust? I thought of someone, a person who is rumored to have fathomed every plan possible. That ancient temple had long been deserted, but I tried everything I could and located a black stone. Why do we keep coming to this fucking guy, bro? He's bad news, clearly. What do you want? A solution for Yan and my elder brother. And why should I help you? Help me now, and in time I will spare your life. I'm amusing. You are bold, young one. The solution is not difficult, but it comes with a price. Are you willing to pay that price? With the Grand Preceptor's help, brother ended up entering the Forbidden City with Chichao and... That's right. Wen Yu is the brother. The dog dragon man. The 6 armies conceded, no one dared stop him. No one knows what exactly happened inside the Forbidden City then. Father died. Brother vanished. Why? Am I to be alone now? What is the meaning of this bowl of noodles? I made some longevity noodles just for you. Aren't you going to try it? Why? Because today's your birthday, right? Little Squirt told me that Trulong's birthday is the day after the Mid-Autumn Festival, but he celebrates his birthday together with the festival out of humility. I know a little something about hiding your birthday myself. I just thought it was so sad for a man of such high status to not get to decide when to celebrate his own birthday. You. I know you. Making your way here despite the odds, the risk, and even the possibility of losing your life. You must have something to say to me. Of course. To think that my life is so closely connected to someone I haven't even met before, that feeling is just so surreal. So I have come to meet you. I had to come and meet you. I was planning to offer this to you yesterday during the feast, but a whole bunch of things messed up my plan. Now is a good time as any, though. I know it's Yenny's custom to discuss important matters over a meal. So I dig in. When you're done, I have a load of questions to ask. And I want answers. Cough, cough. Wow, there's so much dust on the table, I almost ate some by accident. Oh, they actually named him. Damn, bro. Bro, Blanc looks so fucking homeless right now. Jesus Christ. You. It's me. What's with the attitude? Not happy to see me. I didn't think you would be the last one to get in my way. Get in your way? What for? I've got better things to do. I just want my worrisome brother, who hasn't been home in a long time, to have a proper meal. After a century, the first thing you do is return to this run-down temple. Do you feel like you haven't been locked up enough here, or do you actually like it here? I started this round of Weichi here, and likewise I will end it in this temple. Alright, but first clear up the table. There's no space for a bowl. Why? To eat, of course. What else? You know what I'm planning to do. Whatever it is, you shouldn't do it on an empty stomach. It had been a quiet night. The faint rustling of armor echoes from afar, evoking the image of cold blades glinting silver under the moon. The crisp cries of starved foul beast only deepened the temple's solitude. Those outside remained still, awaiting orders and waiting for the one inside to come up with an answer. What a show you've put on, with so many people for just one meal. Moons on the 15th are the fullest on the 16th, as they say, so we can still have a reunion dinner today, even if we missed our chance yesterday. There's no need to rush, so why not finish this meal before you go, Wang, my second oldest brother? Is your Imperial Majesty surprised to see a woman who shouldn't exist? No, I looked for you for a long, long time. I just didn't think you'd be taken so far away, hidden so deep. I only found out yesterday that I'm still alive because of a heavy price that someone paid for me. I'm afraid the story will be hard to imagine for your Imperial Majesty. But you know, I made it in here without much trouble. Must have been your doing. So you probably have something to tell me too, right? Your very appearance here is itself the answer I seek. I know you have many questions. Ask them. Whatever your questions, I shall permit them. That's so. I thought my mere presence would have angered you. To be honest, you're quite different from what I expected. I thought the Trulong would be like the rumor said, imposing, indifferent, and personal. How rude. You know well to whom you speak at this very moment. To be honest, not really. I mean, 2 weeks ago you were still just someone from the stories. When I was little, my dad told me lots of Yanni stories, historical classics, myths, and legends, but no matter what, he always spoke of a wise and strong emperor. An emperor who toiled for his people. He had to make major decisions for the whole nation. Every decree issued was in the name of absolute justice. Great Yan thrived under his governance. Sometimes I'd ask him, why not go back if you liked it so much? I was curious what this Yan he always talked about was actually like. After all that curiosity, I got to tour around Baijiao these past few days. I saw a flourishing nomadic city, where most work and live in peace and contentment. So I figured his stories were true, and you're probably a good ruler. Your father. You probably don't remember him. He was just a nameless nobody to you. I guess as even the dish that offended you a decade ago isn't worth remembering. I'm for Bo to be watching that. Not really, no. Wasn't actually my real father even, just acted out his so-called morals and saved the baby he thought was innocent. So I think he was probably a good man, too. Which one? I remember. I remember it all. Actually, my dad talked about another Yannis too, someone who was a teacher to many. He said that she devoted herself to the country to better everyone's lives, giving many scholars from humble backgrounds like him a chance to study. After I arrived in Baizhou, I heard a lot of stories and found out she wasn't from a fairy tale. Yan did indeed have someone like her. I found out she was actually my relative. Imperial Majesty, could you tell me her story? She was one of the 3 Grand Ministers, admired by all, stern and unyielding, a timeless role model, the Grand Preceptor. She was the wisest and most learned erudite in Yan. Most imperial decrees issued in court at the time were based on her judgments. She was a teacher to many, including me. A teacher to many. My dad said that although he was only her student for a few days, he was fortunate to have benefited from her wise words and remains forever in a debt to them. It's an ancient Yanese saying, I can't recall it exactly, but it basically means everyone has their own standards of right and wrong, so there's no universal definition. Despite this, people should still follow what's right in their hearts. In worldly turmoil we tread, in our own conscience we trust. I remember it, she said it to me as well. Which brings me to my next question. As your teacher, what did she teach you? How to conduct myself as a person, as a minister, as a ruler. Sounds complicated. What are the differences between the 3? As a person, to exercise decency and virtue and keep the house in order. As a minister, demonstrate utmost loyalty and concern to the nation and people. As a ruler, always put the people before yourself and strive to govern wisely. Make decisions for the sake of the realm. My words weigh heavy and can never be rescinded. Can I understand that as you have all the power in your position, but you lose the right to admit any mistakes? True Long of Yan, I want to ask you this. How did such a good person turn into a scheming traitor in everyone's eyes? You think she was falsely accused? No. This is wrong. Was she falsely accused? It was not the answer, but a solution. Sacrifice the life of one so that the entire nation can be stabilized and its people pacified. Long, how do the noodles taste? Why, I hear it's hard to get even good food down when you're feeling bad over something. Do you have regrets? Is the preceptor Jia? He's still here. This fucking guy is still here. I heard you were here. Grand Tutor. I have an urgent matter to report. Surely. I just consolidated the survey data from the pharmacologist who has just returned from outside Yan. In the northeast, north and west of Yan, a total of 5 pheromones have shown signs of awakening. Brother, you are fucked if there's 5 of them. Holy shit. Currently, this behavior cannot be explained by pure coincidence. Although it is currently unknown how this relates to the convict's plot, if we start a war against the bestial Sui now, I fear the situation may spiral out of control. You don't seem surprised at all. Was this within your calculations as well? He's been scheming for a century. This is but one of his plots. After all that he's done, it cannot be mere mutual destruction he seeks. In your noodles, I only give you an if you take back what you said about me. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, shit. Bro, they've got 5 of them on their ass. They are screwed. But he's in Baizhou right now, only 1 step away from the Tomb of Sui. If he adamantly presses on. If he does, then Yan will not hesitate either. There was a capital like this also 120 years ago. The convict had sneaked into the Tomb of Sui in a futile attempt to eliminate it by himself. This resulted in the death of a proxy, and the bestial Sui began to stir. I looked through the Sui regulator archives, but never managed to figure out how he entered the mausoleum in the first place. Just who helped him enter the Tomb of Sui? Sui. Why haven't you touched your chopsticks? Don't feel like eating. A worthless move, a waste of time. I know you're in a hurry, but I'm sure you can squeeze a meal in at least. I didn't even complain about the time it took to make all these. You know how long I spent preparing this pot of soup? Tell me. We start counting from the moment you left, about a century. Even longer if I include the time I spent sourcing ingredients and figuring out what to cook. The convict is Wang, yes. Basically, I mean, they just said it, but he broke into the mausoleum to try to kill Sui by himself, and as a result, it kind of messed everything up. So now he's kind of just being chased. Have you found the flavor you were searching for after all this time spent in preparation? No, I haven't. How could it be that easy? I came to understand something. There's no perfect dish in this realm. No matter how long I let this pot of soup stew, there's no way I could include every single flavor there is in it. It's just one dish. Even a banquet spread of myriad delicacies will leave someone satisfied. But so what? People always think about what to eat for the next meal. Saving what they didn't get for next time is what gives life hope, what gives life going, what keeps life going. As you started answering my question. Okay. Yes, the convict is Wang. Yeah, he basically went against Yan after Jia died. And now he's now they're all after him, so he's considered the convict, yes. I remember a phrase Jia, my third eldest sister, taught me. What is truly complete becomes incomplete. That should be the shorter version of what I just said, right? Water fills, then spills, moons wax, then wane. Wang, do you still remember what Jia meant when she gave you your true name in one lone word? Came here to convince me. Is reaching your next meal. Like, actually, though, that does seem to be the case. With all I've said, am I not also convinced myself? When I walked out of that tomb, I couldn't tell the difference between how a human should live compared to a beast. I watched the people around me, both nobles and peasants alike. No matter the time or age, the people in this realm are mostly unhappy, miserable. As this land is flooded with suffering, morality is inevitable, meetings are fickle, requests go unfulfilled, and love will leave one day. What happiness and joy there is seems so minuscule in comparison. Humans seek happiness and satisfaction, but there are no gods from the legends with their remarkable powers. Most times they find themselves helpless, powerless. My curiosity continued. What's the point of living when there's so much hardship everywhere? Only after a long time did I come to discover there's no happiness without sadness. How can one feel the joy of birth without knowing the grief of death? How can one rejoice over a meeting without experiencing the reluctance of separation? I finally realized every taste in this realm begins from the flavor known as regret. The man silently picks up the pair of chopsticks and slowly uses them to put food into his mouth. Warmth spreads from the tip of his tongue to the rest of his body, and he cannot help but feel a little move. Long, do you still remember? You had just returned from the northern border with your troops. I heard you just were back fresh from a fierce battle. I just opened my restaurant in Baijiao then. Jia was also in town for some errands, so the three of us enjoyed a rare dinner together. I still remember. Jia made an exception and drank several cups of wine. She imitated our eldest sister's drunken posture, writing poems on the wall. I never saw you so happy before. It wasn't until midnight that the dinner ended. I was so tired I fell asleep at the table. The next day I woke in bed. The two of you were nowhere to be seen. I was happy. It was the first time you had a meal with us, but I didn't think it would also be the last. After that, we never met up again, neither you nor Jia. What exactly do you mean to say? Brother is homeless as hell. At first, I didn't understand why humans insisted on having meals together. Afterwards, I slowly realized a will to eat well also means a will to live well. People who eat together can help each other and live on together. It's hard, but I've always been hoping to eat together as a family again. I've imagined many times of how my big brothers and sisters would come back to Baijiao one day. Oh, look at Xiongyu. Maybe Nian and Dust would squabble on one side of the table, Shu would bring back some fresh greens, while Ji would show off some mysterious treasures he'd gotten from who knows where. Maybe you're sitting together with our eldest brother and sister, talking about the view from a frontier fortress I've never seen, and the strange stories that happened over there. I know our eldest brother is busy with official duties, and our eldest sister seems so freewheeling. They're always thinking about their younger siblings, same as you. I remember all your favorite flavors. I rack my brain thinking about what dishes to make for our feast. Even if I knew deep down the day might just never come. I still keep on hoping, because this is what keeps me from feeling hollow inside. It's what keeps my life going. You know well it's an impossibility. Harboring these unrealistic ideals will only increase your burden. I know, but deep inside I just can't stop thinking about it. It's just human nature to do that. To be honest, I miss Jia pretty deeply too. When she vanished, I spent every day thinking about her. I would think about her when I woke up, when I prepared meals. I remember how she taught me to read and write, and how she'd taste my cooking, and every time I would cry. That was when I learned how eternal separation tastes to humans. Of course, I know you feel the same. So the regret and pain inside you, I can sympathize too. Sympathize? How exactly do you plan on sympathizing with what I've gone through? You forget, we are all I. I know you hate how the sweet regulator watched Jia die. You hate our eldest brother because he stopped you from taking revenge. You even hated Jia, resented her for paying the price on your behalf. But the one you hate most is yourself. I know you wrong. You're off to do something you have to do, and there's no way I can convince you to give it up. I just want to say, you don't need to go in there ready to die. I can't bear to lose any of you. She gave you a brocade, Shu gave you seeds. The only thing I can give you is this bowl of soup. What is this? It's a power I've never used before. I combined it with everything I've seen and experienced over 100 years outside the tomb to make this bowl of soup. Just take it as a helping from you to you. My brother, I really want you to come back safe. The haggard-looking man is silent for a long time. He raises his hand as if wanting to wipe the tears off the young man's face, but ultimately his arm droops back down feebly. I didn't want you to get involved in this, you especially. You've forgotten who you are, forgotten the difference between man and beast, and even forgotten the answer you sought, which is fine. You could have just lived on as you were. So why? Why did you remember and come here? It's fine if I forget who I am, but I can never forget the flavors deep inside, the feelings for the people I care about. Well dwelled in the mortal realm for too long and resemble humans too much. But in the end, it is a mere resemble. I will help all of you. I will help all of you smash these fetters open. I'll help all of you find a place on this land. I'll help all of you become human. Brother. The man puts down his chopstick and bowl. He stands up and walks outside. It was only later that I realized what the price he spoke of truly meant. It was a consequence I had never imagined before, even though my elder brother with the Grand Preceptor had long foreseen this outcome, or perhaps it was a way out. Ridding a guilty Grand Preceptor and leaving a legitimate and innocent prince to succeed to the throne was the best result Yen could have, and also the choice they expected me to make. Which I did. But what for? Is this the only way, through a path paved with lies? Is this fear? Am I afraid of making a misstep and stirring unrest in the state? Afraid that history will inscribe my name with infamy for eternity? Is this resentment? Do I resent her for causing me to lose all that I had? Resent him for not staying behind to face all of this together? Or do I resent myself for not doing more? Why am I feeling like this? How long have I not tasted such flavors? Is this regret? You know well it was a critical time. The Chulong had just died from an unknown cause, the court was in panic, and powerful foes were waiting just outside. If this situation had been stabilized in time, the bloodshed would have been more than 1,000-fold greater. No, you don't understand. How could you? It's true, I don't. All these considerations you mentioned are leagues away from me. I couldn't even begin to imagine what it feels like, being responsible for the fate of so many people. The most noble sacrifice I've seen was just a few idiots who shed all their blood on the battlefield for their ideals. But your Imperial Majesty, you definitely know it's a lie, convincing the masses with this explanation. A lie that happened just because the people will not allow the Chulong to make a mistake. The Yan under your rule has so much land, so vast it can accommodate 100 nomadic cities, millions of people. So why couldn't it hold one more kind-hearted person? Don't you feel any remorse for her? What choice should I make? What choices did I even have? How do I explain these principles to the one before me? No, why should I even tell her? Why did I meet her? What did I want to hear from her? Well, I get it. It's not a choice you'd make alone when considering the so-called big picture. Truth is not always power when public opinion can triumph. Everyone sees and believes in different things. The so-called truth only holds true to whoever claims it first. My dad spent his whole life trying to find out the truth, but he chose to accept this. It's not because he forgave you, he just agreed with the result you and that Grand Preceptor wanted to achieve together. The occupant of the Dragon Throne puts down his chopsticks and a light, faint sigh echoes through the Great Hall. How do you want me to compensate for this? Compensate? No, that's impossible. I know, to you and Yan, the reputation of one or the fates of a few are not even worth mentioning. For those unfortunate souls swept away by your grand plan, their suffering can't be undone. Then how do you want? Well, I was thinking about it before I came here. What kind of outcome do I even want? An apology from you, to clear their names? But is that enough comfort to those who are gone? Does it mean anything to those left behind? I even considered the worst outcome of our meeting. A ball of flames ignites and extinguishes within Blaze's palm, illuminating the palace for just a moment. I just want you to promise me one thing. Don't forget them. I said before, there is no need to wait on me here. There's the fucking boy. Your Imperial Majesty's safety is paramount, so I beg your pardon for defiance against your rule. The Vader's descendant wantonly barged into the Forbidden City. It was a merciful act to grant her an audience. Bro, this design is so fucking sick, holy shit. Shall we charge her on grounds of deceiving your majesty? No. News from the sweet regulator. The convict has returned to the ancient temple. Both Tianchis and Imperial Guardsmen are already in position. Yumen is also ready for battle. Shall we give the order to slay him at once? Pass on my decree. Daisy, you. Good to see you alive. What happened to you? Your face is all black and blue. Got your ass whooped. You want to talk? I can feel your hand trembling. You scared? Yeah, I'm scared. That's a true long after all. The king, the boss of the whole country. Just one word from him and many heads will roll. Not scared of dying. I've been on the battlefield after all. I've been in shit more dire than this. I'm just scared that my meeting with the true long would be fruitless, wasting the opportunity everyone fought so hard for. You idiot. Bro, that drill master really put them through the ringer, didn't she? Holy shit. Tell me quick, what did you talk about with the true long? I asked him for an explanation, for my dad, my younger sister, the relative I never met. I couldn't see his face clearly, but I'm sure he felt... What's wrong? It's snowing. Yet two are in such a hurry, they only notice how the surrounding air has gradually gotten colder. The energy pulse scattered throughout the city gradually power down. It is mid-autumn, but the temperature plummets as if it's winter. In contrast to the dimming city lights, the twin moons shine ever brighter. Snow starts to fall. It's almost up. We should go. Deputy Minister Yu. Put it on me. But, Deputy Minister Yu, we are all aware of the man you are, so why not? All criminals should walk with a cane and chains. Even suspects should be clapped in irons. And this is how you conduct yourself as a warden. Put it on me. As you say, forgive my dereliction of duty. Go slow, let us savor this moonlight. A snowflake floats through a window, landing on the prisoner's face. The weather like this in the middle of autumn, and we even have snowflakes. Which one? I've done what I promised you, brother. King Yin is back in the study. He takes out a pen and paper along with an incomplete history book manuscript. The story of the past, dead and names, she knows them now and should be able to finish the final chapter. Yet she hesitates, her pen still. A gust of wind flings the window open and shuts the book. A single snowflake lands on her draft, making the first stroke. It's snowing. Place. Is your shopkeeper still not here? He's really not here this time. It's fine, I guess I'm bound to never meet him. I'm about to show everyone a feast of 100 delicacies never before seen, but it turned out to be a joke in the end. I'm gonna joke myself as well. Ready to let it go, I'm ready to let go, be it Ding Fang Long or my culinary skills. Chef Mo, he told me to give this to you when you showed up looking for him. He knew I would come. Zhang brings out an empty bowl where a wooden plate lies within. Carved on it in firm, strong strokes are 4 Yanese characters. Tianjia Di, first under heaven. I was told this title weighs heavy, but it cannot feed the hungry. He also said that while culinary skills can be compared, hunger treats kings and paupers alike. And that it didn't matter if there would be future top chefs or just common cooks among those people on that snowy night. He would have made that pot of noodles for them anyway. The old man is struck dumb and then immediately bursts into hearty laughter. Snow buffets his face. He has not felt this awake or elated for a long time. Oh, looks fucking... Oh, alright. Heed the true lung's decree. Mobilize 7/10 of the city's energy. Open the tomb of sweet... Oh, they're letting him do it. God damn it. God damn it. The Fahrenheits are also citizens of Yan, no different than humans. If my citizen has an injustice to appeal, I will grant him permission. Should he succeed, he would render Yan a meritorious service by ridding this 1,000-year concern once and for all. That's just it seems a lot less. Yeah, no. For some reason, the NPC designs in this game go really fucking hard, bro. If he fails, because this is the Imperial Guard, so there's multiple of them, right? If he fails and the Bestiality awakens, then he shall have the full might of Yan behind him. Together we shall slay the beast until the threat is no more. Your Imperial Majesty, do you intend to pardon the convict? Yes. Damn. No one gets away with it just like that. There are many more I should pardon. I pardon the convict Farron Wang for the crimes of manipulating the court and deceiving the Emperor. I pardon the Grand Preceptor for the crimes of false counsel, self-deprecation, and treason. I pardon the deposed Imperial heir Yan Wu for the crimes of dereliction of duty, abandoning his brother, and failure to uphold righteousness. As for myself, failing to discern right from wrong, bringing justice upon the good, failing to prevent war, leading to the deaths of many. Crimes so heinous a pardon is impossible. Though unworthy of the throne I occupy, I must do what I can. I will ensure Yan's faith belongs solely to its people. I will settle my debt to this nation in full. And when that day comes, I will await my judgment for my crimes. Yan Wu, it will be your time for you to return. Damn, bro, he's actually gonna make him emperor. That's crazy. So. The night sky remains clear, only a few thin clouds float above, the twin moons unobstructed. The wind delivers a chill at a perfect temperature. Passers-by stop in their tracks to watch the inexplicable sight. So much snow. What's going on here? Baijiao's energy pools are reducing their power. It seems the energy is being redirected elsewhere. The city has not seen snow for many years. I see. Blaze recalls when she entered the city, her eyes were drawn to these innumerable energy pools that seemed to never dim. She remembers what Jingzhu had told her, Baijiao's magnificent founding history. This city, this vast nation, history and time, they have never stopped for anyone. Until now. Ling Chenyan doesn't know that falls out of season carry special meaning in Yanni's stories. What are you trying to imply? The truth is now revealed with white. Heaven sent snow to finally right a long-standing injustice. The typical snow in summer story. Maybe, or something else. Those who are gone, what they leave behind will eventually disappear, just like the snow here. I know. I hope the snow will last a little longer. Fully armored soldiers line up both sides of the path, spanning across the entire city. The man drags himself through a long, black corridor. With every step he takes, he feels that ancient, enormous existence responding to his visitation. An angry roar, a hoarse howl. I think the bird is back again, yes. Oh my head, does this not feel like the usual hangover from the Husong wine I had last night? Alas, I see, it awakens from its farcical dream, an inevitability. Fine, let's go have a look after this cup. Let's see what scenes await at the end of this millennium-long dream. The poet looks into the distance. Clouds, screens, sun, the realm obscured. Oh, who was it? Professional work should be left to actual pros. Who the heck messed with my adjustments? Sip it. I've been here the entire time and no one's come. I sneaked out for just 2 rounds of mahjong without knowing a ton she's next door. How did this heart get hypertension again? Do you still not get it? I'm afraid they've arrived. Those fellows at Baijiao let him go in that easily. Forget? A century ago he walked into the tomb the exact same way. Afterward, Jie vanished, and we still don't know what even happened. This time, Dusk, you scared? Yes, I am. This is it. Only someone without a heart or brain wouldn't be afraid. I have no intention to just vanish. It's rare we agree on something. Then what are we waiting for? Let's hurry before those old bones realize what we're up to. You want to. With how things are, there's no way we're just going to sit here and wait to die. This we regulators the least of our concerns right now. Let's go back home and hold a real family reunion. So it's you. I heard your voice. It's been a long time. I know you're in a bad mood. I can feel it too. I mean, I spent the longest time in the tomb after all. I probably know you better than the others. Strange. We're all I, so what's the point of going into this one side must perish situation? There's no explaining it, so I can only reluctantly accept it. You're strong, but I don't think we will lose to you. We've slept for 1,000 years, after all. Well, we spend that time living real lives, so how can we lose, right? I can't use the power I took from you, so take it back. Consider it a farewell from me. There's no avoiding this outcome, so we might as well treat it as a salvation. Sleep. The stove fire is lit. It is a warm flame, harboring life and hope, enough to dispel the chill of the winter night and the anxiety in the people's hearts. The restless ancient behemoth far away returns to calm yet again. Moonlight fills the city, and every dreamer dreams a good dream. Seeking an answer, he feels lost. Clarity he finds in worldly flavors. His life is a feast, an eternity aflame. Oh boy. I'm quite insane. I suppose our youngest brother's soup was timely. We ended up troubling him a little. Was your visiting him earlier not part of your plan? Truly nothing gets past you. This is it. Shall we go in together? No. Hand me the items. With this blade, and what we got from our dear sister and youngest brother, our strength still pales in comparison, but at least the odds don't seem insurmountable. What now? Brother, this is well enough. You've done what I've asked of you, what I promised you, you already have. Our debt is settled. I will finish this myself. What's that supposed to mean? Things are finally even. If we have it your way, won't I be in your debt again? Leave, G. What happens next is between us. You've been playing against me all along in order to determine a winner. We have long since ceased to be your vassals. Now we must fight for victory or death. Just like the battle a millennium ago, this too is inevitable. Your arrogance, your indifference, it all stops here. Are you angry, afraid, anticipating? Your move. So they're actually resolving it with young Wang's chapter then, aren't they? Shit. Damn. Yeah, so they only really went into the Sui stuff in the last like two notes then. The rest of it was just Blaze being homeless. It's kinda crazy.
Have a seat. Make yourself at home. You can order anything on the menu.
Cliffhanger ending, yeah. I'm very glad that the next chapter is coming soon, because I wouldn't want to have to wait on this. Damn, bro. I actually read through the entire thing. That's crazy. How long is the Arknights left? Wait that long for it? Yeah, it's a year every goddamn time. Well, I mean, technically, if we're talking about from the start of the thing, it's more than a year. It's like 5 years at that point. Shit, bro. Damn, I have this. Okay, I have the live stream shit scheduled for tomorrow, and then the patch happens the day after. But it's only an hour. Maybe we squeeze it in now, so I don't have to stream tomorrow. Fuck. I'm contemplating it. Not that long.
I'm still not used to the quiet without kitchen fire burning nearby.
Online? Not really, no.
It makes me so sleepy.
No, we'll do it tomorrow. It'll be a short stream tomorrow. No problem. Let me check myself. I think this should have been the last one. I mean, after that. Yeah. Okay. Sure, we'll save that for tomorrow, I think. I got a log jump scare actually though. Oh, they don't have life too deep, bro. Alright. I think we're gonna call it here. It is a bit short. I mean, it's been 3 hours. I started earlier. That's right. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll go do the 6.5 live stream, and then I don't know if I want to start the Wong event right away, because this is probably the perfect time to do it since Reverse doesn't actually have anything going on. So I'm just kind of free to do stuff. So we'll probably start it right away on the day of. Finish it in 2 days probably. That's what I'm thinking. All right, but that's gonna be it. Thank you for coming in. I don't believe anybody's streaming. No one to raid into. Nope. All right, I am. Wait, it's next. But Atomic Heart is next week. Is it really? Wait, shit, really? That was faster than I thought. I mean, I know it's a short patch, but still, shit. Yeah, okay, then it's best to get the Wong story out of the way ASAP.
I'm still not used to the quiet without
Okay.
catching fire.
Okay. I'm gonna call it for the night. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to bed. We will do the live stream tomorrow, and we'll see what happens after that. Okay. Bye bye.